Alright, I should be live? I never quite can tell. I never can quite tell. But it looks like everything is hunky-dory. Or at least dory. I don't know about hunky. That might be a bit presumptuous of me. Presumptuous, Karibo. Alright. Sorry for the late start today, guys. I wanted to get going closer to 1 p.m. my time. It is currently 1:12 p.m. my time. So, a little bit late, I recognize, and I'm sorry for that. Ooh. Are we live? I think so. Yeah. The link is working. Okay. It's time to blow doors down. Come on, 9 Arachna, it's time to blow doors down. Welcome, folks. We're blowing all the doors down. There are no need for doors. Where we're going, we don't need doors. Maybe for the bathrooms. Deploy the butts. I wish I could. I wish I had a button. I wish I had a lever. A lever? I don't know which one of those sounds right. Lever, I think, is the classic way I would say it. I wish I had a lever to release the butts. I wish I could just press a button. That's easier than a lever. Just press a button and be like, boom, the booty. Forgive me for starting late today. I appreciate all the positive vibes in the chat. It's going alright, Artsy Tuber. I hope you're doing well. Shout out to the East Coast there. The East Coast. From coast to coast, and various other coasts. Adam Lombardo, thank you for the super chat right off the bat. Gotta ask, what's the "you're fat" soundbite from GX Review from, and where can I find it? It's actually "he's fat," and it's Scott Steiner. If you just search up Scott Steiner talking about Samoa Joe. In fact, I'll find you the clip right now. Senior Joe. Actually, I'll have to be more specific than that. Scott Steiner, Samoa Joe, he's fat. Here we are. That fat son bitch. Here you go. I'll put the link in the chat for you. Well, that's a Reddit link, unfortunately, but that's where that's what comes up. If you just search Scott Steiner, Samoa Joe, fat. Isn't that exciting to start the stream off with me giving you a tutorial on how to find a clip of a wrestler yelling about another wrestler? But, you know, that's kind of what my bread and butter were back in the day. I used to love wrestling. Used to love wrestling characters and promos. Have I ever done wrestling references in YGO Abridged? I must have. I know that they managed to do wrestling stuff in DBZ Abridged with Rikum, which was very memorable. I want to start off the stream by acknowledging, again, I'm a bit late starting, and the reason for that is I had a bit of a late start today with work, and I've been working on the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged episode 89. I keep harping on about how it's almost done, and it is almost done. If I were to put a percentage on it, I would say it's 90% done. But this last 10% has unfortunately been really frustrating, and I don't know how many of you edit video or edit footage like this, but sometimes the footage is harder to work with than it seems. So I apologize that I know I promised it would be released last week. I wanted it released last month, but real life got in the way. And unfortunately, real life keeps getting in the way. So I'm going to say, I don't know if it's going to come out this week, unfortunately. And that is down to me. That is down to my inefficiency. And I apologize for that. But the episode is imminent, and I want to release it Monday. That's my goal. That's my goal, and once I have the video rendered and good to go, I will make I will make sure that it comes out with clear announcement. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm very scratchy today. Yeah, I'm not feeling great today either. That's another thing. So I wanted to preface this whole stream by saying that I don't know how long the stream can be, because I want to get back to work on the video, and I'm sure a lot of you probably want me to get the video done sooner than later. So I might only go for a couple of hours today. It might not be a full 3 hours today, but I'm going to try my best to maintain my consistency and keep focused on the project, and also keep celebrating Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. It's been 20 years of this. It's been 20 years of me constantly struggling with editing software. Well, just so you know, Mariana5962, I tend to post about them on Blue Sky and on my Discord, but the streams should be coming out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. In fact, I will start posting on my YouTube channel. I'm going to start posting announcements on the YouTube channel about the streams, when they're going to happen. But Monday, Wednesday, and Friday around 1 p.m. PT, that's the goal. Apologies. All right, we're going to get through at least 1 or 2 episodes, maybe even 3. Whew. And here we go with Season 2, by the way. We're on Season 2 of YGO Abridged, which is pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. Monatosi Monkey, it's all good. You don't have to throw any money at me. I appreciate you wanting to, but it's all good. If you're worried about the house situation, the debt has been cleared. All of that's been taken care of. You guys were so generous, and I'm so grateful. I'm so enormously humbled and grateful by all of your support, and that was a real bind that we were in, and I hated asking for help, but we had to. I don't know what I don't want to get too down at the top of the stream. We're here for a good time. We're here for having fun at the expense of both Yu-Gi-Oh and me. So we've got a few super chats. So let me read these super chats that have come in. Sorry. I'm going to read these super chats that have come in, and then we're going to jump into episode 25, which is called Dirty Dueling, which, if I remember rightly, is the Taya Johnny Steps episode, which is very memorable. I remember enjoying that one. It is where fucking birds comes from. Yes, if you do want to join the Discord server... Oh, shit, I just realized the invite link is on a different thing. You'll have to forgive me. I will try and make a post about it, but the Discord server was available to all the Twitch chat folks, and unfortunately I've switched over to YouTube for this anniversary stream, so I don't have it readily available. You'll have to forgive me. Alright, but I'm excited. I'm excited to get into Season 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged on this 20th anniversary celebration. And as somebody points out, the episode title is another instance of me just putting card games into a title that already exists. Dirty Dueling, Dirty Dancing, which that's a pretty good name for the episode, honestly, just because everybody's always dueling a bit dirty, aren't they? This is a weird one too, because there's no actual card game with a conclusive there's no conclusion to it. It's just Johnny Steps walks away. It's one of those rare Yu-Gi-Oh episodes where a card game starts but doesn't finish. Has that ever happened before? Anyway, let me read these super chats, and then we'll jump into the episodes. We'll try and watch as many as we can in a few hours. I think I might have read this already, but Kaylee Krebs, I started watching you back as a middle school boy. Oh no, I did read this one, and it's wonderful. I love to hear your gender journey that you're now watching as a girl in grad school. That's really wonderful, Kaylee. I love to hear that. And Adam Lombardo, I told you about he's fat! The Scott Steiner! I'm sorry if my voice is ever blowing out the microphone, by the way. I tried doing a Draw Monster Cardo the other day, and apparently it was blowing everything out. Gorgeous Lay, thank you for the super chat. Curious, who is your favorite Metalocalypse character? Voice that favorite character. Oh, I don't. I certainly, you'll have to forgive me. I don't really watch. I haven't watched Metalocalypse in like 15 years. I like Nathan Explosion. Because it's easy to just do this. Rubberman202, thank you for the super chat. Thing about you and butts is, well, I love to hear me said in the same sentence as butts, is every time I hear someone say butt, comment on asses, or call someone an asshole, I think of that outtake you made where Bakura says, kiss my ass, Marek, and Marek says, but there's poop down there. I'm glad that that's what you think of. I'm glad you have that association. That ass-ociation. Phantom Knight TV, doesn't the deep voice hurt your voice? It doesn't hurt, it's just hard to maintain. You just gotta be careful when you're doing it. I guess it can be kind of painful if you don't know what you're doing. Alex, can you give us your take on Joey doing a Steiner Math promo on Frieza? I guess I'll have to get the Steiner Math. Joey is cutting the Steiner Math promo? Okay. Let me look it up. You know, they say that all guys from Brooklyn are created equal. But you look at me. You'll have to forgive me. I have a really... One of the reasons I didn't want to do voices was because I have a really rough throat today, but I'll do my best. You know, they say that all guys from Brooklyn are created equal. But you look at me and you look at Frieza, and you can see that statement ain't true. Frieza, famously from Brooklyn. See, normally you go one-on-one with another duelist. You got a 50-50 chance of winning. That's how I understand it. That's how dueling works. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. That's true. So you got a 25 chance at best of beating me. Then you add Broly to the mix. Your chances of winning drastic go down. See, the three-way at sacrifice, you see, the three-way at Duelist Kingdom, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning, but I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning because Frieza, no, not Frieza, because Broly knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So Frieza, you take your 33 and a third chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at Duelist Kingdom, but then you take my 75% chance of winning. This makes too much sense as Joey. If we was to go one-on-one and then add 66 and 2/3%, I got 141 2/3 chance of winning at Duelist Kingdom. See the Frieza? Numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Duelist Kingdom. Anyway, that was fun. I could have come up with something. If I had time to think about it, I probably could have done a better job of bringing Frieza into it. But the idea that Joey's like, Broly knows he's not going to beat me. Hey, Broly's nothing. The numbers don't lie. And they spell baby dragon. I hope you liked that, Alex. Thank you for the super chat. Tear the Weird, thank you for the super chat. Here's some money for Serenity Surgery. I hope Joey doesn't spend it on children's trading cards. Unfortunately, we are going to learn, because I guess I decided that being an asshole is funny at the early episodes. We're going to learn that Joey absolutely spent it on trading cards, so what a mook. Squally, thank you for the super chat. Feel your pain on video editing. Spent 2 days so far on a 2-minute infograph. Here's some shackles for cough drops. Some shekels, I assume you meant. I don't know if shackles would help me right now. I feel shackled to my project. Cardi and Joker, thank you for the super chat. Take your time with Season 5, because after the Grand Prix, it's the Millennium World and probably heavily lampshades on lack of card games. I'm excited. Yes, there will be lots of, we're not playing card games? Why not? Why not? You're right. CCTV Worldwide, thank you for the worldwide. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, LK, been a fan of your work since college 20 years ago and never stopped enjoying it. Just wanted to stop by and show my support. Take care, man. Thank you, CCTV. Oh, so demonic. Oh, my CCTV 15. Liz Ryan, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for 20 years of laughs. Found the show in late middle school / early high school, and my family still loves quoting it to this day. Every time my paycheck hits early, I call it super special awesome early payday. The Moolah. Thank you, Liz. You're very kind, and I always look forward to a super special awesome payday myself, and I hope you get many more of those. Chemo B, thank you for the super chat. For a filler episode, I enjoyed that one. Which one? Oh, the Johnny Steps one? Is it filler? I suppose. Is it filler? I never know what filler is. I assume most people consider filler to be anything that doesn't further the plot, but I feel like the Yami Yugi choosing to go on a date and showing interest in going to... I guess it's a bridge between him not knowing about the giant rock and then going to the museum and learning about the Egyptian god cards. You could call it filler. There's so many super chats coming in. I'm sorry. I'm going to try and quickly go through these. Anthelom TCG Official, thank you for the super chat. Have you seen Kamen Rider Zets? God, the intro is peak. Which one? Both of them are great. Yeah, I do agree. But yes, Zets is a good time. I'm enjoying it. It's a bit confusing. I was just commenting the other day that it's really funny that Zets is the one that they bring to the West, you know, make it readily available, because it's one of the more confusing Kamen Riders. People in the West are going to be like, is this normal? Is it always like this? Is it always like, huh? Fig Brandy, thank you for the super chat. I love the Abridged series. Thank you so much for making it and continuing to make it. Are you going to cover Season 0 as well? I get a lot of people asking if I'll finish the Season 0 Abridged, and I would very much like to. I mean, at the very least, I'd like to do the highlights of Season 0. There's a few episodes of Season 0 where I wouldn't know what I was doing with them, but it would be fun to do that. Once Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged is over, you know, the sky's the limit as to what random Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff I would do. Anna Langer, thank you for the super chat. Will there be any more Marek Plays Bloodlines? Did you record the gameplay first and then do the voiceover? To answer your second question first, yes, I recorded the gameplay and then recorded voiceover. Sort of, it's kind of ad-libbed because I'll be watching the footage and be like, what would Marek say? And I'll start saying it, and if it fits, I keep it. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I'd love to revisit it, or maybe do Bloodlines 2, but my understanding is Bloodlines 2 is a very different game. The date was in the manga. So yeah, it's not necessarily filler. I'll get to that super chat in a minute. Dipshidiot, thank you for the super chat, and I love your name. It's a lot of fun. Fun to say. I'm going to really quickly get through these super chats. You'll have to forgive me. Ramsey the Artist, thank you for the $20 super chat. Happy 20th anniversary to Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. Been watching since I was in high school, and now I'm a college graduate. Favorite joke has to be Kaiba saying, "It's a good thing I'm Seto Kaiba. Well, that might have actually hurt me." It's accurate. It's very true. It remains consistent. Seto Kaiba is invulnerable to things that would ruin other people because he is him. That's him. Triple B1776, thank you for the super chat. I love Kaiba's trauma with Exodia. I especially love when he was like, Explodia! No one's ever been able to escape him. Can't wait for the new episode. I hope I can bring it to you real soon. I was a big fan of the Explodia joke as well. I didn't know what to do with all of that footage of them escaping Alcatraz, or whatever you call it, the Battle City finals, when it just has a giant explosion. Oh no, that's the virtual world, isn't it? Isn't it? When it has the giant explosion monster coming after them, I was like, what do I do with this? So I was like, what if Kaiba is reminded of that? And it worked. People like that shit. Explodia. There's so many super chats, you'll have to forgive me. Hazel, thank you for the super chat. I remember discovering Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged on Google Videos in like 5th grade and committing the entire first episode to memory, goofy voices and all. Also, silly fact, the imposters indirectly inspired Silver Gunner. Yes, I keep hearing about this throughout my life. People are always like, oh yeah, Silver Gunner, he exists, or that exists, because of the people impersonating Little Karibo. And I don't quite understand, you'll have to forgive me, I don't quite know what a Silver Gunner is, and I don't know how that happened. But I'm glad it did. People seem happy. People seem happy about that. Thank you for the super chat. Tiger Man, thank you for the super chat. Did you watch the Yugi versus Ash death battle? And if you did, what do you think Abridged Yami's reaction would be to it? Very accurate. Yes, that's exactly how it would go down. Take no prisoners and catch no Pokemon. Good luck being the very best laying there on the ground. Super accurate duel, or whatever you call it. Duel battle? I don't know. Death duel? The Grand Frig. Oh, you have a fantastic name. Was finally able to catch this live. Marek Plays Bloodlines is my favorite Let's Play by you, and it inspired my username because of the amount of frigs used by Marek. I can't carry all these frigs. Hope you have a great day. Well, thank you, the Grand Frig. Everybody worship the Grand Frig. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed doing the Marek Plays Bloodlines videos. Mega Ultra Chicken, why do you not read normal comments? I feel like you've asked this already. And that's me reading the normal comments and responding to you. The reason I don't is because if I were to read the normal comments and also shout out the super chats, I would be doing that the whole time and I wouldn't get the episodes. And unfortunately, by answering your question, which was not a super chat, I now have less time to watch the videos. So I hate to say it, that's why. I'm not doing it to spite you guys, and I'm not doing it because I don't care. I'm doing it because I don't have enough time. Forgive me. Tim Time, thank you for the super chat. I want to watch this live, but it's very late and I have work tomorrow, so I'll have to catch up later. Also, if you were a custom Karibo card, what would your special effect be? I would be able to negate all damage done to people's butts. I would protect the butt. I guess. I'm trying to think. I guess that would be it. You know what? I would specifically be an elemental hero Karibo with a big furry butt. Mike, thank you for the super chat. I cannot thank you enough for the hours of enjoyment you've given me since I was in high school. I'm turning 36 this year. Your transparency with your struggles have helped me deal with my own mental health. Much love, LK. I appreciate that. And yeah, I've always wanted to... I say I've actually struggled with the idea of being open about myself as a person. For the longest time in the early days, you know, around this time in the stuff that we're watching, I tried very hard not to be a person as far as other people were concerned. You know, I tried to be sort of like, oh, I'm just a video, I'm a channel, I'm not a person. I don't want anybody to get too close to me because I'm scared of people. But honestly, that became something that I stopped doing after a while. I think I want to say around like 2012, it just became apparent to me and encouraged by you guys to just be more myself and to be more open and honest about what I'm experiencing and what my life is and who I am as a person. And it became less about little Karibo and more about Martin, which I, you know, for a long time I was scared of being Martin in front of so many people. But it turned out to be something that, you know, a number of you responded to positively and identified with and empathized with and responded to. And that has been very fulfilling and rewarding, and it's made me feel better about myself, and I hope that it's helped you as well, you know, one way or another. And talking about my mental health struggles is certainly, you know, I know it's not an easy thing to do, to share your own experiences, but I really wanted to put my experiences out there because of my experiences in therapy. I felt like group therapy was very helpful because I would hear from other people the things that I was thinking to myself all the time. Anyway, cut a long story short, I'm genuinely appreciative of those of you who are here, not just for Little Karibo, not just for the YGO Abridged, but for me, for Martin. It's 20 years of me starting doing this show, but it's not 20 years exclusively of Martin. It's 43 years of Martin. And I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm here with you guys. Ben Lifson, thank you for the super chat. The date was in the manga. Him playing a card game with Johnny was filler anime only, hence why it just stops. They were like, we need enough to hit the card game quota. Wow, that's interesting. I mean, it makes perfect sense. There's probably it's probably easier to write just a chapter of them going on a date and then moving on to the plot. K-Ball, thank you for the super chat. Happy 20th from one of the 5 people still patiently waiting for another Naruto spoof, even if Cockblock no Jutsu gets funnier every day. Cheers. Oh, I really wanted... I have a specific idea for how that fight continues, and I would love to get back to Naruto spoof one day. Yeah, no, I'm hype. I please, don't give up hope. Naruto will come back one day. Datebayo! Remember me! No Jutsu! Local Raven, thank you for the super chat. Netflix makes a live adaptation of Yu-Gi-Oh! Volumes 1 to 7 as a horror series. How would you react? As a horror series, I'd be very interested. Sorry, I know I've been reading these for like 20 minutes. I'm going to keep going. I'm so sorry. I don't want to skip over any of your super chats, but I'm going to have to keep going. Emon, thank you for the super chat. Did you ever consider keeping Taya or any other characters body swapped from the virtual world? No. I was actually surprised it ended up happening and working as well as it did with Taya, but no, I didn't ever consider keeping that a thing. Anna Langer, thank you again for the super chat. Catching this before work, thank you for starting late. Started watching YGO Abridged as a high school student in Germany, now a veterinarian, working on my PhD in wildlife health in Australia. You've been my safe space on this long journey. Take care. Anna, thank you for sharing, and thank you for taking care of all those animals. That's really wonderful, and I did start late, and I'm probably going to end early, and I'm sorry about that, so... I don't want to rush through your super chat, but I'm going to have to keep going just so that we can get to some episodes. But thank you so much, Anna. King Mura, thank you for the super chat. Hey, LK, your We're Still Here series helped me a lot when I was very depressed. Thank you. I'm really grateful. I'm grateful to have helped you out on that journey, on that very, very introspective experience. It's not easy to do that by yourself, so I wanted to make sure people knew that they weren't alone. Chemo B, thank you for the super chat. For a filler arc, I enjoyed the virtual world, and Johnny Stepp's episode is semi-canon, which is a filler in my book. I feel like people harp on about filler too much. I feel like too many people discount character stuff as filler, when it's like, it doesn't have to be plot. Sometimes character stuff is the meat of the story as well. But yeah, Johnny Steps is not the meat of the story. I have such meaty feet to dance with! Margin Dratini, thank you for the super chat. Bringing you my favorite card today, Fairy Tale Snow. Please look it up. I will do that right now. Hang on. Fairy Tale Snow. I see it as a Yu-Gi-Oh card. It's cute. Fairy Tale Snow. This card terrorized duelists over many years. Take care of yourself. This cute animal creature, this cute little squirrel girl, she terrorized people. Zidane Tribal, my favorite Final Fantasy Pro tag. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for all the memes. I like to attribute the quotes to Final Fantasy characters, with Squall being Kaiba, Zidane being Yugi, hell yeah, Titus being Joey, etc. Heh 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 heh. Nee, nee, nee. Nee, nee, nee. I'm Titus. Or I'm Titus. I don't even know myself. Chef Circuit, thank you for the super chat. I've been watching since I was in high school and now I'm a master's grad. My favorite recurring joke is when you say actual 4Kids dialogue. Yeah, you don't really have to put much work into that one, do you? It's just whenever they have some absurd dialogue, it's time to acknowledge it. All right, speaking of it, oh, hey, Marin, you taking off? See ya. See ya. My partner is just heading out. And I'm going to start watching some videos here. I know that I've made you wait. You'll have to forgive me. I wanted to make sure I read all those super chats to start off with. And I'm struggling to find my place on the desktop. Forgive me one sec. There we go. Aha. There it is. All right. So yeah, this is, we're a few episodes into Season 2 now. Sorry. We're a few episodes into Season 2 now, and one thing I do remember about Season 2 of YGO Abridged is that there were a lot of memes. I say I don't remember, but I kind of remember what my whole mindset was regarding putting so many bloody memes into the show. And I think it was, if I put memes in, people will talk about the fact that there are memes in the show, and they'll share the clips, and people will watch the show. I honestly think it was an attempt to sort of play to the internet's sense of humor, which honestly, in retrospect, at the time, a lot of fun. There were some people who didn't like it even back then. There are a lot of people, and I want to acknowledge this, there are a lot of people who, you know, don't like the overuse of memes. And I actually am on board with that, because we're going to watch these videos from 2007, 2008, and all of the memes are going to be from that period, which means we're going to be bombarded with really, really old memes. And there's very few things more cringe and less funny than somebody busting out a bunch of old memes and being like, eh? So there's gonna be at least one, I think, where it's bloody Rickroll. There's one episode where Joey gets Rickrolled and he's like, "Dad, bastard Kaiba Rickrolled me." So I remember that. That's going to be one where we have to roll our eyes a little bit and keep our mouths shut and not complain too much about how bad that joke is. I'm trying not to criticize myself too much, because it does tend to affect people's enjoyment of these streams or these episodes, but there are going to be times when I can't hold back, because the memery is I won't hold court to it. I won't hold court for it. I won't tolerate it. People are like, that's still funny. You know what? If you enjoy the memes, that's fine. But I don't know if I agree that Rick rolling is evergreen. At a certain point, Rick rolling stops working. Because at this point, is anyone like, about Rick rolls? Aren't they more just like, it's Rick roll? Anyway, let's start episode 25, Dirty Dueling, which, if I remember rightly, starts with a 24 reference. And I had a friend at the time that was like, why didn't you put that 24 episode in episode 24, the one right before this one? And I was like, yeah.
The following card games take place between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m.
That's late for a card game. If you're a child playing a children's card game, that is late for you. I love this scene of Joey and Tristan cleaning, because it's one of the few times that you actually see them doing something together that isn't like fighting or playing the card game.
Cleaning time.
Why are you so excited about cleaning crap off the floor, Joey?
Because my little sister's having her eye operation. She's gonna be able to see.
Groot.
She's gonna be able to see. What? I think I overcompensated for the accent there a little bit, but at least he's sounding a little bit more like Joey that I know and love these days.
V, does that mean you used the prize money to pay for it?
Nah, my mom's paying for the operation. I spent the prize money on children's trading cards. Nah.
Your sister's the sexiest thing I've ever seen. I'm going to sleep with her.
If you do, I'll kill you with my bare hands.
You're just jealous.
Bloody hell. All right. I think Tristan being into Joey's sister was obviously a big running gag in the original show. I don't know about the Japanese, but definitely in the dub. And I'm pretty sure that's basically what he was saying in the actual show was, I'm interested in your sister, but not in that voice and not in so many words. Everybody fly at higher game right now.
Hey, Taya.
Hey, what's up, Yugi?
I have a hypothetical question. Would you, by any chance, ever consider going on a date with me?
I've talked about how much I love Yugi, like him as a character. He's adorbs, and he's just wonderful, and is who I kind of aspire to be, because he's always doing the right thing by his friends. I really feel bad that he feels kind of like a third wheel in this situation. I'm going to talk more about the original episode, but he really wants Yami Yugi to have his own memories, and so he's trying to help Yami Yugi kind of come out of his shell or puzzle. And so he's like, would you go out with the Pharaoh? But of course, in the abridged version, Yugi and his hormones, he's like, I also want a date with you.
I mean, just as a friend.
Not in a million years. Why?
Damn it. I'll have to go with plan B. Hey, Taya, the Pharaoh wants to go out with you.
What? The Pharaoh?
Yeah, he's pretty shy about it, so he wanted me to ask you for him.
I get where I'm going with this joke, and it's kind of funny, but unfortunately, I didn't do anything else with it. Like, the idea here is Yugi's trying to trick her into going on a date with him by going on a date with the Pharaoh, but I don't really bring that back. I kind of wish I'd brought that back and had Yugi be like, haha, you went on a date with me and you didn't realize. But she did realize. Wait, maybe it just wouldn't have worked.
That's so sweet. I never knew he could be so romantic.
Yeah, he's a regular Casanova. Now, will you go out with him or not?
Well, it seems a bit weird. I mean, it'll be kind of like going out with you.
So it's a date. See you tomorrow, Taya.
Okay, now I understand what I was doing, because she's weirded out by it, and he's like, yep, that's the deal. That's kind of funny.
Wait, I didn't say yes.
Sorry, can't hear you. The rain is really loud.
What have I gotten myself into?
I have a feeling today is going to be super special awesome. Now, if I could just find the right outfit.
Those are your clothes? Hang on.
Wait, I didn't say yes.
Sorry, can't hear you. The rain is really loud.
What have I gotten myself into?
I have a feeling today is going to be super special awesome.
He has that red jacket. Why don't we ever see him wearing that? And isn't that one shirt Joey's? No, it just looks like Joey's. Those are his clothes? I mean, I just struggle to see him wearing these. Why does he have Joey's shirt? What is that? Are we sure he didn't just raid Joey's wardrobe as well as his deck?
Now, if I could just find the right outfit.
Yugi, you look like a bondage slave.
Perfect. Girls love bondage slaves. Don't they?
If you've set me up
Do they? I don't know.
on a date with Taya, I'll never forgive you. You know how much I hate her constant friendship speeches.
Yeah, if you don't know, Taya was known for making a lot of friendship speeches in the dub version of the show. She not so much in the Japanese version, and I actually am a big fan of the character of Taya. I think Taya and Anzu are great, but the fandom generally, certainly at the time when the show was coming out, was like, oh, Taya with her friendship speeches. I feel like it's only recently that Taya/Anzu has become somewhat embraced by the fandom, and part of that is due to the Dark Side of Dimensions design for her and how she looks fucking great. She looks so stylish and cool. But no, a running joke in the Abridged series as well is everybody dunks on Taya for the friendship speeches because the fandom was doing it.
Don't worry, Pharaoh. It's safe to say that today will be completely normal.
Wink.
Yugi, I can see you winking.
Ah, there she is. Okay, Pharaoh, you can thank me later. And remember,
Oh, it's coming.
no hickeys.
Yugi, you little you son of a f***ing I'm going to tear off your and shove them right up your and then
It's so fucking
on your
loud.
with in the and your so then you'll have to sideways.
It's a good Morse code simulator, though, you got to admit. I really wanted to emphasize how angry he was. So, of course, he had to swear a lot. In the original episode, he just is like, Yugi, this isn't a duel. What's going on? Why are you bringing me out? Which is, it's funny to see him flummoxed. I really wish there were more moments like this with the Pharaoh, even just from the original series. But in the abridged version, of course he's going to start cussing Yugi the hell out. And this is one of those moments that people are always talking about it. Audio balancing, what is that? Good point, Julian. I didn't know what that was back then. I barely know what it is now. What were the words? There were no words. I just said, Yugi, you little... I'm going to... And then... So that you could... Sideways. That was it. I just sort of... I didn't write any lines. I genuinely didn't. I think this is like... There's a gag, there's a trope like this that comes up a lot where a character just starts swearing repeatedly and all of their dialogue gets bleeped. And I'm trying to think of an example, but the only one that's coming to mind is Xena Warrior Princess, where there's a sort of modern day episode where someone gets interviewed and he's like, whoa, Xena was just like beep, 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 and she was beep, beep the whole time. But yeah, no, the fact that you can't tell what he's saying and he could be saying anything, I think is the joke, and it's why it's kind of funny still.
Hi there.
It's hard to make that bit funnier than it is actually in the show, because him looking up and being like, huh? Oh yeah, hi. That is funny. Him casually being like, yes, hi. And I look forward to any moment where Yami Yugi has to be sort of casual, because he just is so out of his element. But I think that moment is doubly funny in the abridged version, only because his extended swearing goes on so long and Taya is staring at him for a good, 30 seconds before he looks up and is like, oh yeah, you're there.
This is a dream come true. I can't believe I'm on a date with the Pharaoh. I've got to play it cool. That means no friendship speeches. No matter how tempting it is, I mustn't do a friendship speech.
I feel like this is the episode where I started bringing up the friendship speeches quite a bit. I don't even know if they... Do they come up previously in Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged? I feel like I would have noticed. And she is obviously all about friends, but I don't know if I've dunked on her about it until now.
I mustn't.
Hey, Taya, what do you think of...
Friendship is the best thing ever. Don't you agree? Damn it.
Sure, why not? So, what do you have planned for our date?
Well, we can either go shopping.
What do you have planned for our date that we are currently on?
Or we could go to the local museum and check out this exhibit on ancient Egypt.
That exhibit looks fascinating, and it could hold all kinds of answers as to who I am and why I'm here.
It's really interesting watching this because Yami Yugi himself was, in the story and the way he was used in the abridged videos, just sort of there to be like, and now I'm playing the game. Haha, catchphrase. Haha, witty remark. Haha, insult to you. Whereas now, in these moments, he has to be like a guy. He has to be like, I actually have dialogue that sounds like something somebody would say. Which is, I can feel it in my voice. I can feel myself being like, oh, I have to make this voice actually somewhat palatable for me to say this line. So I imagine this is where I started kind of getting comfortable with the voice a little bit.
Taya, this could be the key to unlocking the secrets of my past.
Boring. Let's go shopping instead.
There's
something sweet and almost kind. But he was mean and he was coarse and unrefined. And now he's dear and so unsure. I wonder why I didn't see it there before.
Fucking birds.
Fucking birds.
Fucking birds.
This date is lame. It's such a bore. I'd rather be home playing card games more and more. If you ask me, Taya's a whore. But then that's nothing new, she was like that before.
What the fuck?
Now we're at the arcade.
I know.
I know. Okay, some of this is fucking funny. I can see why people are always talking about this bit. Why? I don't know why everybody is like, skankety slut to my, and then Taya, you slut. But obviously, it was a running joke. But I'm very hyped to hear I like your booty, but I'm not gay. This is from Aquatine Hunger Force : movie film for theaters. From the soundtrack thereof, and it was part of the plot that the Insanoflex forced people to work out, and it would play this song as they were doing it. But I was more obsessed with the song than I was into the movie. Probably because I love butts, and it mentions booty a lot, And it feels kind of accurate to my attitude at the time. I like your booty, but I'm not gay. I like your booty, but I'm not gay, gay, gay.
Watching people dance is almost as much fun as watching people play card games.
You said it, life partner.
No, they're not really standing together, but good for them.
Okay, who else wants to be stepped on by Johnny Steps?
Wow, that takes on a very different connotation. I don't think I was thinking about it that way, but hey, it's in the name. Fucking Yami Yugi is so done with... He's so not into the dancing, which is wild because, you know, he, as a pharaoh, had dancing girls, so you'd think somewhere in there he'd be at least a little bit curious about it. But no, he's checked out, as they say. Johnny Steps, my Johnny Steps voice is basically Bandit Keith, but pitched up a little bit, because he's meant to be maybe a little bit younger, I don't know. Kind of a goblin.
This game confuses me. There are no cards or life points. How are you supposed to play it?
That's another joke that I dine out on frequently. And, you know, when they are playing card games, it's a children's card game, and everybody knows how it works. When they're not when they're playing something other than a card game, the joke is, why is it not a card game? Where is the cards? Where is life points? How do I summon?
By acting like a total spaz. That's why I'm so good at it.
Are you ready to lose to Johnny Steps?
You are the one who is going to lose.
I believe that's how she says it in the dub, and I decided, I think, to just emulate that for the next line, which this is probably my favorite joke in the episode, is her saying it this way.
You're going to be so embarrassed you'll wish you'd never stepped on my stage.
You are the one who is going to be embarrassed.
Referring to myself in the third person makes me a bad guy.
I'm pouting.
Zoom. Oh, shit. Do the dance. All these references to other things.
Oh no, Johnny Steps is losing, and that's me.
Yeah, he does talk about himself in the third person a lot, so it gave me a great opportunity, I guess. Johnny Steps is losing, and he's me. Like, he realizes in the moment, wait, Johnny Steps is losing. Wait, that's me.
Time to step it up a notch.
Ah, somebody help me.
Listen to the acting, though. Listen to the great acting.
Oh my god, he's assaulting that girl.
Let's just stand here and watch.
There's some interesting body language going on there with those guys. They're all over each other.
Johnny Steps is falling over.
Yatta.
Because I played Street Fighter 2 back in the day, so I had to make Chun-Li reference.
Is the date over yet?
This has been the best night of my life. I went on a date with a hot stud, and I kicked a guy's ass at DDR. What more could a girl ask for? By the way,
To be fair, that sounds like a great time.
why didn't you do anything when he was beating the crap out of me?
I thought it was part of the game.
But he was attacking me.
Now, to be fair, Yami Yugi plays plenty of games where people get attacked. And people getting hurt and murdered is part of the contest. So I understand why he makes that assumption here. I understand why he would just be like, oh yeah, that must be how this DDR thing works.
I know. It looked like fun.
Mind if I step in?
First you attack me, now you're stalking me. Do I have to file a restraining order on your ass?
I've got a...
There's some interesting speeding up going on there. It was, I don't think I've talked so much about this, but when I would write the scripts, I would frequently, and I think whenever people ask me, how do you make the show, I talk about this, but I don't think I've talked about this on the streams. I would write the scripts after having watched the video footage, but I would not look at the video footage when writing the scripts. That isn't quite how I do it these days. I kind of refer to the footage a great deal more, just to make sure I have the footage available. But back then it was very common for me to just write and record a whole script, and then start figuring out how the footage was going to work. And as a result, all the dialogue is very like, it's happening, it's just constant. Like, you know, I'll throw a song or two in there, but the dialogue doesn't stop. There's no pause for people to move. So when I look at this stuff, I'm like, kind of like, I say impressed. It's not an impressive thing I did, but...
Mind if I step in?
You'll notice that when she speaks, there's a moment where the video footage speeds up real fast so that Yami Yugi can step forward, because otherwise the footage wouldn't match what I'd done with the dialogue. So I had to actually, like, speed things up real fast.
First you attack me, now you're stalking me. Do I have to file a restraining order on your ass?
I've got a better idea. I'll challenge him to a children's card game.
Of course, these days I would just edit the lip flaps so he didn't have to do that, but
And if he loses, he has to leave you alone.
And if Johnny Steps wins,
Oh, stop screaming into the microphone.
Taya has to go on a date with him. I mean me.
Trust me, Johnny, you don't want that. She'll sing Disney songs and birds will randomly attack you.
You made a big mistake challenging Johnny Steps to a card game.
It's so loud. You'll have to forgive me. It's very piercing. I don't like turning it down and being like, I did a bad job recording this, but I did not know what I was doing.
You don't know who you're dealing with.
You are the one who does not know who he is dealing with. I summon the bamboozled Celtic Guardian.
Johnny Steps summons...
Oh, he didn't say anything. I'm so used to the Celtic Guardian saying, I am the thing that you said. In fact, there's a couple of those in episode 89.
The Guitar Hero. Now, Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero, I was playing that all the time when this episode came out. I was big into Guitar Hero. So the fact that the guy had a guitar meant that I got to reference, I assume, Through the Fire and the Flames or something. What did I reference?
Oh, play Hangar 18.
Hangar 18. It was gotta be something difficult.
On expert mode. Nothing can survive that survive attack.
Again, back when I thought just playing a song equals funny.
I'm so bamboozled.
Oh, he did say it. Ah, okay. I saved it.
Don't worry, Taya. We'll be on our date soon enough.
You're creepier than that guy from Perfect Blue.
Oh, what random reference? What? I mean, I must have just watched the movie or something, but yeah, there's a creepy guy in Perfect Blue. Watch Perfect Blue if you haven't.
I'm going to beat you.
Satoshi Kon, genius. Rest in peace.
Johnny Steps, if my name isn't Yugi Moto. Which it isn't.
Yugi Moto.
That's right. It is a weird moment in the original in the original show where Yami Yugi's like, my grandpa, and I am Yugi. And it's like, why are you saying that? That's weird. You never do that anywhere else in the series. You never go, that is my grandpa, or my name is Yugi. And so that's what leads Johnny Steps to be like, oh, I can't defeat you, you're Yugi. But if he had said, I am the nameless pharaoh, it probably would have been like, I don't know what that means.
No way! You're a legend! Johnny Steps can't compete with you. He's stepping out of this duel.
How dare you, Johnny?
I remember getting to the end of this episode and being like, I don't know how to end this, so friendship speech joke.
The fact that you gave up is more annoying to me than the fact that you assaulted me.
Who cares? It's just a card game.
I've been holding in the biggest friendship speech of my life, and now you're going to listen to it.
No, please, have mercy on Johnny Steps.
And then we cut to the
And
Adult Swim.
that's why friendship is the best thing ever.
Yes, friendship is great.
Must
go
make
get friends.
I do like the idea that she brainwashes him into loving friendship, but he has no actual enthusiasm for it. He's just a zombie who craves friends. He's out there somewhere making friends and not getting anything out of it.
Brainwashing people is fun.
Yes, it is. I guess we have more in common than I thought.
Now we are at the museum.
I like mind-crushing people with mind-crushing powers, and you like mind-crushing people with friendship speeches. We're basically the same.
I know.
I know. Sorry. I'm just amused because I know that that's my way of being like, this is the establishing shot, and somebody has to explain what we're looking at, so it's Taya. But Yami knows that because he's also there.
Inside that building lie the answers to questions I've been asking myself ever since the series began. Finally, I'll know the truth about my past.
Do you think they'll have DDR in there too?
Taya, it's Japan. Of
Of
course they will.
Your booty, but I'm not gay. No, that's not true. There are way more musical things coming in the future. You don't know 2008, Martin. There's going to be so many Lady Gaga things.
They're eating her.
Oh, and they're going to eat me. Oh my God.
Look at him undressing me with his eyes. I wonder what he's thinking.
Oh,
Man, I hate milkshakes. Die, milkshake, die. That's right, milkshake. You have been defeated. Now you go to milkshake prison.
that was me being intentionally ironic because I love milkshakes. Here's the thing. I love milkshakes so much. I used to, actually go out of my way to get a milkshake every day if I could. It was part of when I was working retail, I would go across the way and grab a milkshake, make sure I had it for lunch. I can't have milkshakes anymore. because of my stomach issues. That's one thing I really, really am sad about, is that I had a deep affinity for milkshakes, and now the milkshake is in milkshake prison. I have been sent to milkshake prison. I'm a lonely milkshake prisoner. That episode was pretty funny, honestly. I have to say, I always thought, oh, the only thing going on in that one is the date where they sing the song and he says "fucking birds," because that's all I could remember. But no, the fucking "I know" is very funny, and also, "You are the one who is going to be embarrassed." I love that. That's so funny. I don't know if anybody else likes that. "You are the one." I feel like I might have even brought that back at some point without realizing I'd already used it, but I love that. All right. We're going to watch episode 26 here momentarily, but there are a few super chats to read. I will get through them as quickly as I can. Nine Arachna, thank you for the super chat. Winged Karibo level 6 is treated as an elemental hero, funnily enough. Oh yeah, the one that's elemental hero Flame Wingman, right? That one's really cool. I love that there's a Karibo that has implied juicy ass. The implications of the Karibo's butt. I love an implied butt as much as I love a visible butt. Janie Biss, thank you for the super chat. Pronunciation is Tidus, comes from Tida equals sun. Yes, I agree with you, but there are video games in Kingdom Hearts 1 they say Tidus, and then in Kingdom Hearts 2 they say Tidus. So I've never been sure. I've never been 100% about that. There are conflicting sources. Robert Rabinold Ramos, thank you for the super chat. Just turned 33 today. Oh, happy birthday, Robert. And I still love watching your series. Can't wait to see more come. Yeah, no, you won't have to wait too long. I think Tidus sounds better because he's all about swimming, right? And tide, the ocean. I understand it's not that straightforward, but I always preferred Tidus. But then I heard Tidus in Kingdom Hearts 1 when they're all on the beach or whatever. They're all like, "Hey, Tidus." And it's like, what? And then in the second one, I think Yuffie or Selfie, one of them says, "Tidus." And it's like, make up your mind, Kingdom Hearts. I thought you were a very straightforward, linear, easy to understand series of games. But apparently, you're a bit confusing. Al, thank you for the super chat, the $50 super chat. Can't stay for the live, but wanted to say thank you for all the laughs over the years. Favorite obscure line from YGO Abridged is, "Kneel before the chess master." I enjoy that bit. I actually remember thinking at the time, oh, this feels like a bit of a forced joke, but no, people dug it, and I was really happy about it, because I liked the idea of Kaiba being like, "I'm also really good at that game. Everybody worship me, I'm the king of that game." Tidus, I just call him Jockstrap because that's my custom name for him. You know, that might be the Jockstrap incident. Was when Tidus came to Final Fantasy X World. Chemo B, thank you for the super chat. In the Japanese version, it was implied that Anzu liked the Pharaoh not as much as Yugi. There is a moment in the manga where Anzu actually takes Yugi to one side or finds him sitting by himself and tells him that he is great because he is Yugi. And I really love that moment. I know that there's a lot of contention over which Taya or Anzu is more in love with. I personally don't think that love works like that. I don't think that you can quantify it as easily as that, because I think Anzu loves Yugi inherently, the way that somebody loves somebody, you know, the way kindred spirits love each other. And, you know, it might not be so overt or so like, oh, blushy, blushy, but there's real love there. And with the Pharaoh, I hate to say it, some people might take task with this, it's almost like a crush more than anything, you know? But both of those are valid. The Popcorn Fairy, thank you for the super chat. Yami's profane rant in this episode was my first exposure to YGO Abridged, and it was everything I could have wanted based on that clip. Happy 20. The Popcorn Fairy, thank you for bringing your popcorn magic to the stream, and thank you so much for the super chat. I'm glad that you were introduced to the series this way. Of all things, Yami Yugi yelling at his puzzle. I just think it's a great visual of him being like, "You stupid!" and he's like yelling at a fucking necklace. Be like me looking at, like, I don't know, a wristband and being like, "Hey, I'm talking to a cuff." Hey, man. Delta Septile, thank you for the super chat. Back in the day, I kind of hoped you would make the abridged musical with different Disney songs. I even had an idea of a Gaston parody named Seto, with Mokuba as the LeFou character praising Kaiba.
No one does like Kaiba. It is weird that I say Kaiba, cause he is my big brother and I am Kaiba.
I'm especially good at Exodia obliterating. Oh no, I'm not good at that. I'm bad at that.
Oh, what a guy, my big bro.
Matthew Galloway, thank you for the super chat. If Merrick had elemental hero cards, he wouldn't have gone mad. Avion's ass is that fantastic. I disagree. That ass, that would break me. I would go crazy for that ass.
Avion. Odeon? Avion. Why don't you have a giant juicy ass like Avion, Odeon?
I do, you just can't see it. That's where all the gummy bears go.
You store gummy bears in your bottom? Stop it.
No, I mean, I eat the gummy bears and then they go straight to me.
Stop storing gummy bears in your butt, Odeon.
Okay. Yes, Master Merrick.
Andrew Brown, thank you for the super chat. You're asking something I actually already answered. Is Shadi still going to be Borat for Dark Side of Dimensions Abridged? He actually will be coming back before Dark Side of Dimensions Abridged. He's going to be in season 5 in the episodes coming up. He's not going to be Borat. I know that there are people in the chat that were like, no, I really wanted him to be Borat. And I understand. It would have been a fun callback. Here's the thing. And there are people in the chat who are coming up with theories as to why I didn't want him to be Borat anymore. And there is an aspect of, oh, there's problematic humor that just isn't appropriate for me to be saying. Sacha Baron Cohen can kind of get away with it because he is a Jewish man. I'm not a Jewish man, so some of the things that I was saying as that character, I don't want to associate Shadi or really myself with at this point. Having said that, the main reason that he's not going to be Borat anymore is that I think Borat is an old joke. And I would like the jokes to be more about Yu-Gi-Oh! You know? I don't know if that makes sense to any of you. I mean, I say that, it sounds kind of jokey, but I kind of want to refocus the humor to be more tailored to what is actually happening in the show and what the characters are doing, and not so much, remember Borat? You know? I do still intend to reference the fact that he was Borat. So don't worry, it won't be ignored, it won't be forgotten or intentionally sort of, you know, I don't know what you'd say, like just ignored altogether. But he's going to be an actual character with maybe funny things happening that are not just reference jokes. Cardian Joker, thank you for the super chat. In defense of Taya/Anzu, she's aged better as a female lead than other Yu-Gi-Oh! Female leads. I'm looking at you specifically, Tori from Zexal. Ugh. See, I don't know Tori, so I can't really say anything, but I love Taya/Anzu altogether. I think she's a great character. I think she's fun. And Amy Birnbaum is a great actress in the dub, in my opinion, you know? I feel like Amy Birnbaum doesn't get enough credit for her job in the show. She plays Bones as well. People are always shocked when I mention she's Bones. She's not just Taya. She's great. Lion, thank you for the super chat. Chemo B, thank you for the other super chat.
I'm so obnoxious.
And Hunter Hespenhade, thank you so much for the super chat. Eliezer, thank you for the super chat. Do Marek and Bakura, some of those super chats didn't have any messages with them. Do Marek and Bakura think Johnny Steps is hot or not?
I don't think anyone who refers to themselves in the third person is attractive in any way.
I, Marik Ishtar, agree with what Bakura is saying. Anyone who speaks in the third person shall be sent to the Shadow Realm by Marik Sebastian Ishtar III, a.k.a. me.
Okay, now I have conflicted feelings.
What? Why?
All right. Yeah, she voices Bones. Isn't that crazy? Anthelom TCG, thank you for the super chat. I wish there was more time with Duke and Rex and Weevil. Yeah, I wish that so many of those side characters got more stuff to do. Unfortunately, a lot of the time they just sort of stood there. And, you know, I can do something with them, but it's usually just, I have a comment. And then cut away from them, because there's just not enough footage. Oh, hang on. Shy Eye, thank you for the super chat. Oh, Bakura's voice actress Rika Matsumoto is in Perfect Blue as Mima's manager. Oh, what a weird coincidence. That's a great casting, though. I didn't even clock that. She's great. She plays so many characters in Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, and she sings the Kamen Rider Ryuki theme song. But one of my favorite things that I saw recently that she was in, she, sorry. They did this streaming series called Kamen Rider Girls Remix, and she's in the first like edition of that as the villain, but she appears as herself basically. She like shows up her face at the end when she's voicing the monster, basically the villain, and then when she changes back it's just her, the voice actress. And I was like, oh shit, there she is. I thought that was cool because it's the girls version of Kamen Rider, and so one of the most prominent female actresses that has been in tokusatsu and, Japanese media gets to appear for real. So yeah, no, she's great. Love her. I loved her in Boon Boomja as Boondorio Boonderas. Avenger, thank you for the super chat. Out of curiosity, what microphone is your go-to now for recording/content making? I wish I could tell you, but it's actually my partner's microphone. And they're not here right now. Sorry. The one I'm recording on currently is right now that you're hearing is a Shure. What is it? I could pull them. Hang on. I'm looking at it. I don't know. The brand is Shure. Shure. I don't remember the name of the mic. I honestly, unfortunately, I don't like admitting this, but I don't know much about microphones. That probably explains a few things about the way these old episodes sound, right? There you go, Grimjack. I think you're probably right. Yeah, go with what Grimjack is saying. Grimjack knows. Grimjack knows more about microphones. And Grimjack, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate your patience with me. I need to record dialogue for you. Austin Buford, thank you for the super chat. Dissidia Final Fantasy also pronounces it Tidus. Then I will go with Tidus until somebody yells at me about it. Arissa Low Ranger, thank you for the super chat. You sound like a Sentai series. Arissa Low Ranger. I wonder when we'll get to my favorite episode. Loudly do I wonder. That is one of my favorites. I wanted to say you look just like my best friend who I love dearly, so don't feel self-conscious about showing your face. We quote Tristan all the time. Thanks, past and present, LK. And future LK. Thank you so much, Arissa. I really appreciate it. And yeah, no, I know it's a thing a lot of people experience, but I hate looking at myself. I don't like the way I look, but it's something I need to get over, especially if I'm gonna put myself out there. As like I just talked earlier about how good it feels to put myself out there and not hold back and not hide from people. And I think creating the Karibo avatar was a way of kind of hiding from people a little bit, but I wouldn't mind busting out my real face for some videos. It might even make things easier and more appealing for people who don't like the VTubes. I think you're probably right, Grimjack, honestly. Dreaming Flower 976, I just ignore the mirrors. Yeah, that's kind of what I try to do. Silver Defender, thank you for the super chat. Do you reckon with advancements in technology that Kaiba's dual robot will be able to finally follow the unnecessarily complicated rules today? Well, I can't follow them, but I assume a computer will do better than me. Yes, I'm going to say yes. Although, unfortunately, somewhere along the line, they're going to put AI in there, and it's going to make things just break. They're going to have like 10 cards in their hand and not realize that they're breaking the rules. 10 cards in their 9-fingered hand. Blues, thank you for the super chat. She voices Bones? That's crazy. It is crazy. It is cray-cray. She's great. I love Amy Birnbaum. I hope one day, I would love to meet Amy Birnbaum one day. That's one of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Voice actors where all the other ones I'm like, oh, I'm kind of intimidated. But Amy Birnbaum, I feel like she probably doesn't have the same aura. And I'm not saying that in a disparaging way. I don't know if you know this, but there are certain actors and personalities that just have an aura that is very intimidating, to me at least. But I don't think that would happen with Amy Birnbaum, because I don't think that she's really in that zone, you know. every clip I've seen of her, she seems very down to earth and very amiable and, well, amiable. Amy is amiable. But yeah, no, I'd love to meet her one day. VGE, thank you for the super chat. Which elemental hero butt is better, Avion or Neos? Sorry, it's Neos. There's just more surface area. It's from space. That's a butt from space. That is Ultraman's butt. That butt is an homage to Ultraman. Neos's butt is just perfect. I would like to lay there and just live there. Risa Sang, thank you so much for the super chat. Just popping by to say hi and let you know you're awesome. Risa, thank you so much. You're very kind. Thank you for stopping by. I do love space butts. Spaceballs 2 should have been called Space Butts. I would have seen it. Andrew Brown, thank you for the super chat. Did Hank Ishtar ever steal all the gummy bears? Yes, they are mine now, the gummy bears. Yeah, he got them, apparently. Thrash the Vibing Ot. I assume you're an otter. Thank you for the super chat. I've been watching since the very start, and I'll always remember messaging you before I knew you did all the voices, asking how Tristan died. I was young and dumb. Your answer of, I don't know, lol, tickles me to this day. Did I say that? I should have said he was running with scissors, because that was the canon explanation. But thank you for reaching out to me back in the day. I imagine I was much more responsive back then because I thought that it was going to be easy to maintain a communication with everybody. But it became very quickly clear that, oh, my VTuber thing died. Even my phone doesn't want to stream. Hang on one sec. You'll have to forgive me. There we go. Not sure what happened. Oh, but thank you, Thrash, for that super chat, and thank you for sending me a message back in the day. We've all been daft like that in the past, you know. Organoth, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on Project Red as Super Sentai replacement? I don't know about everybody else, but I'm having a blast with it. I really enjoyed Super Space Sheriff Gavan Infinity. I thought that was really fun and cute, and I loved the characters. I actually kind of enjoyed it more than Zets, just because it wasn't making me go, huh? Every, episode. And I'm really enjoying what I've seen of Omega Horn so far. I think that it kind of is the perfect blend of live-action Pokemon and live-action Yu-Gi-Oh! Because you have basically live-action Ash Ketchum holding a capsule that his ancient friend lives in that manifests as a man with black, yellow, and red hair who is very handsome. So it's basically what if Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Fucked and created a tokusatsu. So, yeah, I'm totally on board. Morgan Kundrick in the chat says, have you ever seen Rush Duels? I'm aware of them. I've not really watched them, no. I wouldn't mind trying them. Carmen Rider KFP, thank you for the super chat. If Marek were to meet Johnny Steps, he'd probably call him a lame dancer.
Yeah, you're a lame dancer, Johnny Steps.
How dare you? Johnny Steps is very offended. If I could stop dancing, I would walk over there and slap you.
Yeah, you have to keep dancing because you got the groove.
That would happen, absolutely.
Get behind the groove.
Electric RB, thank you for the super chat. Today I got to share that Grandpa features in Tones and I Kids Are Coming, which has blown many of my co-workers' minds. Isn't it wild? I talked about it on a previous stream, but yes, the band Tones and I sample Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged movie with Grandpa saying, "You kids these days," and that song has literally millions of views. Jack Paget, thank you for the super chat. I used to be a duelist like you. Then I took a card game to the motorcycle. That sounds like something I would have written. Abigail, thank you for the super chat. Fun fact, the Die Milkshake speech was my voicemail box message for years through school until college, until I started trying to get a real job. That's fucking great. I had to change my answering machine message recently because it was still talking about me chilling in defense mode, which was funny for a few years. But it's been long enough. I had to change it again. Common Rider KFP, thank you again for the super chat. Space Butts 2, more junk in the trunk. We'd love to hear it. And Barry MK400, thank you for the super chat. I love your wrestling show. What do you think of WWE now, if you still watch it? I do not watch it, unfortunately, because they have ties to certain things and groups and people, and, you know, political ideologies that I just am uncomfortable supporting. So that's my choice. I'm not going to judge anyone else for watching it because I loved WWE back in the day. I love those wrestlers. They're very talented people. So if you enjoy it, more power to you. But it's just something that I have backed way the fuck away from. There's a few more super chats. I'm going to do them really quickly as possible. And then we're going to watch episode 26. I'm sorry for the wait. Emerald Bay Guy. Actually, yes, Emerald Bay Guy, thank you for the super chat. What's up, bro? Brosephine, Bro DiMaggio? Love your tiny Karibo self. Oh, you're very kind. I am a rather tiny Karibo. I'm small. I'm just a little Karibo. Laura Hendo, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, LK, been a fan since I was 16 and won't stop now. Thanks for all the years of laughter. Any chance you'd ever want to get Karina on your GX vids? That's a great idea. I don't think I'd thought of that, but yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, if Karina wanted to be involved, I would love that. That's a good idea. I imagine Karina would be down for at least a cameo. NX Luda, thank you for the super chat. Your emotes while going over Yu-Gi-Oh! GX was amazing, subtle yet powerful, like when Wildheart hit himself in the face. Subtle yet powerful. I like that as a description of my face. Alpha Killer, this is the last super chat, and then I'm going to jump into the episode. Hey LK, greetings from Mexico. Been watching since 2008. You were part of forming my sense of humor in the early days of YouTube. Send you a hug. Well, I received that hug, and I send you one right back. Thank you so much for watching back in the day, or even now, if you do still. But I'm really grateful. I'm always blown away when people say that I influenced their humor, because I never thought of myself as somebody who could influence other people's humor. I just thought of myself as a depository for other people's humor to be regurgitated. Ashon Farber, good to have you. We are watching some Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. In fact, we're about to watch here, episode 26, Mo Money, Mo Card Games. And it's funnier if you read that title in the whitest voice possible, so I'm doing it for you. Mo Money, Mo Card Games. I don't remember why it's called that. I assume it's related to Kaiba, because money. Maybe it's just I couldn't think of a name. But I assume this is the one where Battle City proper gets announced. And there's the whole, oh, is this the one with the terrible edit of Kaiba's finger getting chopped off? At the time, I was like, that'll do. Oh, we're going to see it. We're going to see it. I think this is the one. Why is it Mo Money, Mo Card Games? Let's find out.
Hey,
hey, Paisanos. Yes, I'm sorry. He made me jump. It's me. I made me jump.
Hey, Paisanos. It's the Super Yu-Gi-Oh! Brothers Super Show.
In the 4 months since the last episode aired, I have created a brand
Whoa! Wait. Is that my first time really, aside from Tristan in the episode 16, is that the first time I've been like, oh, it's been fucking months? Oh, 4 months? That's a small number, little Karibo of 2008.
new ultra-efficient, technologically advanced dual-disc system.
Trademark.
And that's not all. I also have a sexy new outfit with...
Oh, he has the new outfit. Oh, I forgot that I acknowledged the change. Yes, of course. This is Kaiba as everybody knows him. The best outfit.
These weapons at my disposal. Yugi will be powerless to defeat me. Also, I have a god card. Mr. Kaiba, we have prepared the duel robot for your ridiculously complicated card game training exercise.
Pretty sure that's the guy that gets yelled at in Dark Side of Dimensions for the bottle of water bending when Kaiba throws it. So this guy don't know shit about designing bottles.
What's going on, Seto?
The truth is, Mokuba, even a god card can't defeat Yugi Moto. He's a main character. The only way I'll ever have a chance at beating him in a children's card game is by doing something that nobody has ever done.
No, bro, you can't mean you're actually going to...
I have to, Mokuba. It's
Learn how to play the
only
game?
way.
But it's too dangerous.
He's gonna learn the
Nobody's
rules?
ever tried it and survived.
I know.
Is that the joke?
But I have no choice.
Is he gonna learn?
I have to actually learn
Yeah.
how to play Duel Monsters.
No.
Oh, the meme! The memeage! I like that in the dusty recesses of my mind, I couldn't remember what he was building up to, but I absolutely knew that the joke was, I have to learn how to play the game. Which is actually kind of a really good way of explaining that prior to this episode, They didn't follow the rules of the game the way that people know them. They actually didn't, as far as I know, they didn't have the rules to go on for the first part of the manga. So they kind of just were blue sky in it. They were like, treat it like it's just a simulation of monsters attacking each other. So the guys that fly, they absolutely have an advantage from the ones on the ground. And that's not a thing so much, not in the current game as far as I know. But yeah, this was the moment in the show proper where they said, we're actually going to introduce what the rules are and explain them. So when Kaiba's like, I'm going to do the thing that nobody has ever done. He's being literal in a way. Fly at higher game. Where are my higher games at? Let's fly at them.
Oh my god, a giant rock!
Oh, I forgot she brought that back. I mean, I guess that's all I can really... That has to happen. Everybody who looks at that rock, it has to be shocked at it. It's a shocking rock.
Yes, clearly it was my destiny to behold this giant rock.
4 months later, and I still knew that I had to call back to the giant rock.
Welcome, Pharaoh. I have something very important to tell you.
Does it concern my handsomeness?
I love that line. Can I give a shout out to that line? I remember writing that line and being like, of course the one thing that Yami Yugi would be concerned about is not the safety of the world, not his memories, but his good looks. Does it concern my handsomeness? I'm proud of that one. That's very Yami Yugi. That is evergreen Yami Yugi right there.
No, I am a Shizu Ishtar, and I hold all the secrets to your past.
You know the truth of my past? Then tell me.
Do I have to back away from the microphone, or should I keep consuming it with my mouth as I am doing?
Who am I? Why am I here? And why do I feel so very comfortable in leather?
Oh. Well, there's an answer to that one, but I don't think Ishizu is the one that can answer it for you.
Thousands of years ago, you defeated an ancient evil force that threatened to destroy the world. Now, destiny is about to repeat itself in the Battle City tournament that will determine the fate of the whole universe. And as for the leather pants, don't worry, it's just a phase you're going through.
Bullshit! What the fuck, Ishizu? Your predictions are wrong!
You'll soon grow out of it.
That's it? Don't I at least get a flashback?
That is... Why are you so close to the microphone? That is not true. What is that image behind Ishizu? This must be a classic ancient Egypt thing that I'm not familiar with, but it looks like two dogs with beaks drinking from the same water fountain while shining friendship with really long wings is like hovering over them judgmentally. Shout out to the people who are talking about how Ishizu is beautiful, because she is. She's very pretty. She's a great character. I love Ishizu. But yeah, no, Yami Yugi, that is not a phase for him. He is wearing leather pants in the afterlife, and you can't tell me otherwise.
I just spoiled the entire plot of Season 2. What more do you want?
Season 2.
I demand a flashback.
Fine, have your smelly flashback.
That's kind of funny. Smelly flashback.
Behold, Pharaoh, as I now reveal unto you the events.
So many of these lines, especially going into these episodes, I have no memory of. So I'm probably going to chuckle.
Of the distant past.
Oh, the nipples.
Wah! Wah!
Whoa!
Baby Pharaoh wants milk. Somebody fetch me a nipple.
There. Satisfied?
Not really. I was hoping to see something a little later on in my life.
Oh.
Doesn't he keep yelling about nipples? It's older Pharaoh, but he's like, somebody fetch me a nipple. Sorry, I'm enjoying it before it's happened.
In that case...
Pharaoh, the Thief King's men are killing everybody in the city.
Is this? Whoa! This is Season 5. This is footage I'm going to be getting to soon. This is wild. We're going to see it in actual context. Look at all these half-naked men.
What should we do to stop them? Wah! Wah! Baby Pharaoh wants milk. Somebody fetch me a nipple.
Now, I'm going to call myself out and be like, that's kind of Family Guy style humor, but I think it's fucking funny because he's yelling about nipples.
You're just with me, aren't you?
Indeed I am.
Activating the duel robot.
Ishizu fucks with everybody.
Welcome to the Aperture Science Duel Monsters training program.
Well, that's weird. Not because it sounds like that, but that is interesting because I didn't do a lot of audio editing like that back then. But, okay, yeah, GLaDOS memes. Yes. I feel like I brought GLaDOS back a few times in other videos. Grimjack, you going to do a callback to that in season 5? Wah wah, baby Pharaoh wants milk? Probably. I want... Everyone's like, why are you so confused, Pharaoh? You're always usually just talking about nipples. And he's like, oh yes, wah wah, baby Pharaoh want milk? Somebody fetch me a nipple? Yeah, that's the Pharaoh we all know and love. And keep giving milk from our nipples too.
If you win this children's card game, there will be cake.
Engaging.
Oh, the cake. Sorry, it's just like back a few years after this episode, I would have looked at that and been like, fuck you, that's terrible. But no, it's been long enough that the cake is nice and nostalgic. And you know me and cake. I love the cake. I love the cake. But I want to share something with you guys. And this isn't really anything to do with YGO Abridged specifically. But I was in a car going to a convention one time. I was guesting at this show. And Crispin Freeman was in the back of the car with me, and he was humoring me with conversation. I don't think Crispin Freeman would have talked to me or given me a minutes of notice unless he was stuck in the back of a car with me. And I remember we were chatting about like movies and about like the mythology and stuff, just random stuff because we had like a half an hour trip to get through. And I forget how it came up, but at one point, one of the people in the front of the car who were working the convention, and this was like 2 years after Portal had come out, they turned around and went, by the way, the cake is a lie. And me and Crispin Freeman no-sold the shit out of it. Me and Crispin Freeman just deadpan, no reaction. I have a very strong memory of this guy turning around and being like, by the way, the cake is a lie. And clearly expecting us to be like, yeah. But yeah, I just remember being next to Crispin Freeman in that moment and being like, Crispin, I'm sorry. I bet you don't even know what the cake is, what the lie is.
My new dual disc system. I summon Boar Soldier.
That is wild to me that pieces of the dual disc would shoot off. And I'm pretty sure at one point Bakura does get whacked with it. I do a running gag about Bakura getting wounded or injured or ignored. But that is crazy that the dual disc will shoot out like that. Everybody knows this is a spectator sport, this trading card game.
Hitatsumi Giant.
You're gonna take out
Velo,
that fucking zebra.
Some kind of evil zebra unicorn thing.
In England, we say zebra. I'm going to tell you guys a joke involving a zebra that makes no sense if you live in England, but that's where I learned the joke. So this kid is tasked with homework that he has to learn 3 new phrases. And so he goes to an airport and he asks the person in charge of the flight deck, tell me a phrase. And the guy says, take off. And then he goes to a zoo and he says, what's that over there? And the person at the zoo says, that's a zebra. And then he goes to a nursery and is like, what are all these? And the nurse is like, baby. And so he goes back to school and they're like, what phrase did you learn? And he says, take off zebra, baby. But in England, you say zebra, so it doesn't make sense. Take off zebra, baby.
Seriously, what the hell is that supposed to be?
I'm terrified of that zebra, though. That zebra is angry at me. It's going to kill me.
Whatever it is.
I'm really worried about that zebra. We're getting way too close to that zebra. I don't like it.
I'll be seeing it in my nightmare.
Back away from the zebra. I don't like that zebra. Get it away from me.
Setting 2 monsters in defense mode.
What a digital dummy.
Is that the first instance of actual 4Kids dialogue? I want to say that we haven't had it until this moment. So that's the first actual 4Kids dialogue, which is interesting because I think the reason I wrote that there is because, what a digital dummy. I don't want anyone to think that I wrote that. I want everyone to understand that that is from the show. Oh, is Check His Pulse? Oh, you're right. Check His Pulse Yugi was actual 4Kids dialogue. You guys in the chat know better than me. But yeah, no, it is usually the reason, the consistent reason for having that joke is usually because I want people to understand that I'm not just randomly writing this dialogue. This is actually from the show. And that's why it's funny.
The robot gave Seto a huge lead.
Now summoning 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons.
Wait a minute, did you just summon a bunch of monsters in one turn?
Affirmative. So,
I thought I designed you to follow the rules as closely as possible.
after analyzing the Duel Monsters rulebook, I concluded that no card game could possibly be so unnecessarily complicated.
Sorry, I'm just taking a moment to hear my voice and how feminine I sound. It's interesting.
Therefore, I wiped the rules
I know I'm edited to sound like that, but it's interesting.
from my memory.
Even the most advanced computer in the world can't figure out this game.
Now I understand the super chat that somebody just posted, which was, do you think that the computer would be able to handle it? I don't know if they could. If they couldn't handle classic Yu-Gi-Oh rules?
What a digital dummy.
What a
Mr.
digital
Kaiba's
dummy.
in serious danger. See? These randomly colored bars indicate
Oh
danger.
no, the green is becoming blue.
Don't you get that?
Now I sacrifice my monsters in order to summon
Obelisk.
Obelisk the Tormentor.
Rejected Cloverfield monster design. I guess. Was Cloverfield out at the time? That must be why I made that reference.
Go, Obelisk!
I love Cloverfield, by the way. That's a great movie. I don't care what anyone says.
Kill that weird evil unicorn zebra thing.
Yes,
it's
kill
really
it.
freaking me out.
It's
Oh, and while
terrifying.
you're at it, defeat the dual robot as well.
Obelisk's power level is off the charts. The randomly colored bars are going crazy. See?
Wow.
That indicates great power.
Obelisk, attack now. Show my blue eyes why you're known as the Tormentor.
Torment. Now, I know people are often coming up to me and saying, why doesn't Obelisk have a different name? And my argument is always, well, because it's a callback to the Torment joke. And I do still have a fondness for that. But there is part of me that's like, what if I'd come up with a better name for Obelisk? And I don't know what it would be. I'd have to actually sit and think about it, what I would come up with for Obelisk. But the problem is, he's so iconic. Like, the god cards in general are so iconic. That's why Slifer still is Slifer. Fist of Fate.
The cake is a lie, bitch.
Oh, I just... Crispin Freeman, I'm sorry. I'm just as bad as that guy in that car. I wonder what time it is.
I feel so troubled.
Don't worry about it, Pharaoh. I think you look good in leather pants.
This goes way beyond leather pants, Taya.
Holy shit. This must be where I started coming up with the idea for just making a... I mean, this isn't where I started thinking about the song. But the fact that I emphasize the leather pants... First of all, I'm giving away the fact that I like butts. Second of all, I don't know if I would have come up with leather pants if I hadn't started talking about them here. Yami Yugi's cool. Sorry, he's got such a cool vibe going on in this episode. Look at that. Look at that chain. He's so cool. He's so inwardly tormented.
And I never thought I'd say that. Ishizu told me I must enter the battles.
Kamen Rider at KFP says Obelisk the Torrenter, which is pretty good. I don't know how I'd make it work.
City tournament in order to fulfill my destiny and save the world. Do you know what this means?
No? What?
It means the writers are recycling the same tired plot device from season 1.
Well, yeah, it's a shonen anime, bro. What do you expect? Like...
Next thing you know, all the old characters will be showing up inexplicably.
Did somebody
Yay.
say old characters?
We love some inexplicably introduced Mai.
Why is there a random prostitute running towards us? Oh, it's my...
What in the name of German alternative rock group Falco, are you
Falco,
doing
yeah.
here?
I really wanted to include Rock Me Amadeus in an episode, so in order to get that to happen, I had to reference the band that sang Rock Me Amadeus, and that is why Yami Yugi references Falco there.
I'm here to compete in the tournament that was announced about 5 minutes ago.
She's so cute. Like, Mai manages to be both cute and hot. How do you do that, man?
How very convenient. But I wonder who could be behind all of this. It must be somebody with lots of money.
Maybe it's Tristan.
That must be why it's Mo Money, Mo Card Games, because I don't know why else it would be. It must be because of Kaiba. Also, Taya saying maybe it's Tristan? Maybe Tristan is the mastermind. That's pretty fucking funny. That's random. I didn't remember that.
No, not Tristan.
Joey?
What a great use of the footage. She's coming up with ideas, and they're so off base.
Getting warmer.
Surprise,
Is that warmer? I don't know if I agree.
it's me.
Wow, I totally didn't see that coming.
Hello, all you Domino City dweebs. As you're well aware by now, my revolutionary new Battle City tournament will be starting in a few episodes, so you don't have much time to get yourself a brand new
Dual disc system.
Trademark. And by the way, everybody competing will be forced to follow the official Duel Monsters rulebook.
Well, rock me, Amadeus.
There it is.
That's the first real plot twist this show's ever had.
Amadeus, Amadeus. Amadeus, Amadeus, Amadeus.
I don't know which is bigger, his face on the big screen or my boobs.
Your boobs.
Now, the line originally is like, I don't know which is bigger, his face on the big screen or his ego, which is actually very abridged style humor. Now, this was obviously before the abridged series even was conceived. Also, Yami Yugi looks wild like that. Look at that hair. He's like a punk. He's total punk there. But I remember being like, I can't just have them say that line as is. It's funny, but it would feel like I was just taking credit for somebody else's joke. So I switched out ego with Mai's boobs. And I would like to see that in a fight. I would like to see Mai Valentine's boobs fighting Kaiba's ego. It would be a match for the ages. Very wobbly.
Behold, my Kaiba copter.
You guys excited for some terrible editing, some terrible Photoshop or whatever it was I used? Some terrible manipulation of the footage? Watch his finger. There's like maybe 2 or 3 frames of it getting chopped off and some terrible looking blood coming down. Oh, I'm not sure why I thought I could pull it off.
Trademark.
Kaiba, he looks almost as ridiculous as me now.
Hey, sound effect though. Hey, we got helicopter sound effect. That's weird.
Don't forget to register and pick up your dual disc
There it
because
is.
exactly 1 week from today.
Okay, it doesn't look as bad as I remember, but it doesn't look good. It's very slow.
Finger! It came clean off! Somebody call an ambulance! Mokuba, can't you fly this helicopter properly?
Sorry, bro.
What a digital dummy.
Amadeus, 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 Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius. Oh, Dr. Zaius. Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius.
Tim, they've got your wife,
Oh!
I'm not married!
You are now to America. The Grand Theft Auto 3 trailer commercial thing. That's weird. That takes me back. Holy shit. That's really well done, actually. The fact that I thought of that for Bandit Keith. That's really funny. Love Rock Me Amadeus. It's a very catchy song. Kaiba losing his finger. I remember... Oh, it was Vice City. You'll have to forgive me. Vice City. I thought it was Grand Theft Auto 3. That's my bad. That's my bad. That's Vice City. It feels way more Vice City than Grand Theft Auto 3. You'll have to forgive me. Kaiba losing his finger. I remember there were people that were very concerned because I had to explain how he got his finger back. And they were like, how are you going to explain how you got his finger back? And I was like, shit. I guess I have to do that. Now, these days, I wouldn't bother. I'd be like, it doesn't matter. Just... He lost his finger, it came back. But I think in the next episode we start off with like a long scene where Kaiba's talking to a doctor about it.
Wah! Wah! Baby Pharaoh went doody in his diaper. And where the hell is that nipple?
Where is it? Where's the nipple? Why is there a long why? I must have just been I must have just been high on memery at the time. I must have just been like, oh, let's just do as many memes as possible. What's the harm? And you know, that did make me chuckle a little bit just because it combined 2 random moments from the episode fairly effectively. But it's just still like, what? It's so random and out of left field for an abridged series.
Hey.
Hey, what's up? Wait, what?
Hey, remember?
I thought we were going to say, hey, paisanos again. All right. Yeah, no, that was a fun episode. I really loved that it started with Kaiba being like, I need to do the thing that nobody has ever done. Learn how to play the game. That was a strong choice on my part. I think I could have written it a bit better these days. But the fact that it leads up to, I have to learn how to actually play the game. That's good. I enjoy that. And the edit at the end wasn't as bad as I was expecting. My Valentine was there. We talked about her boobs. That's always a good time. I play polymerization to fuse my two memes together. That was actually something I considered back in the day, because I realized, oh, some of these memes some people don't enjoy the use of the memes. And then I was like, what if, and I never actually really, I think I might have done this once or twice. I considered having the cards be the memes. I was like, what if they summoned memes and they played the Yu-Gi-Oh game? Instead of monsters, they were bringing out memes, and the memes had special effects. And I don't think I could have even necessarily edited a joke like that back then. And thank God I didn't, because honestly, I think that would have been really cringe a little bit. Like, just, if you can't come up, I did do that, Shanes. I did kind of do that. All right, so there. So you guys know, this is how bad my memory is. I didn't remember if I did that or not. I don't think that was a good idea. And that's probably why eventually I stopped doing it. Isn't that in the virtual? Is it? Oh. Every Jinzo duel ever. Star Wars finger tech. Yes. Okay, so I guess at some point we will be bringing out memes in the form of monsters, or vice versa. I don't think that was a good idea. I think that was kind of me going the wrong direction. But in the Jinzo duel, it's kind of funny because it's calling it out and saying, the memes are bad. Oh, all right. Thank you for the super chat. Matthew Galloway, Freezer saying, "You activated my trap card, you filthy monkey." Tilly, it's okay. Up. Oh, hang on. Up you come. Come on, dog. Sorry, my dog needs encouragement. She doesn't get on the couch very easily, so I need to go help her do that. One sec. Tilly. Come on, girl. Up you go. Come on. There you go. She's silly because she's perfectly capable of jumping onto the couch. She just needs someone to tell her it's okay. And we've never told her that it's not okay. Yeah, you'll forgive me for conflating Grand Theft Auto 3 with Vice City. They kind of get muddled in my mind. I really do love Vice City, though. Back in the day, well, actually, recently I was watching just like footage of Vice City to be like, oh, I want to vibe and listen to the Vice City soundtrack. And it really made me think, if I could go back to any moment in my life, I would love to go back to that moment when I first played Vice City. Because that was kind of just the perfect, like, I hadn't become a thing. I hadn't like taken off on YouTube yet. And I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm not saying that I regret doing that, but it was a much more innocent time. And I loved playing Vice City. I remember sitting with my dad and him watching me play. It just, for me, that was kind of like peak young Martin gaming times. And Demo, thank you for the super chat. You did write, I used to be a duelist like you, but then I took a card game to the motorcycle. Oh, that was me? I even said that sounds like something I would write. So yeah, okay. That makes sense now. I thought that sounded familiar. Antoine Picot, thank you so much for the super chat. Antoine? Hi, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged fan of 15 plus years. My best friend Thibaut and I love the show. He's marrying Amandine next month. Could Yami, Marek, and Tristan record a quick congrats for my best man speech? Thanks for all. Gosh, okay, sure. I will think of something here. Hello, Thibaut and Amandine. This is Yami Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, and I wanted to say, congratulations on your nuptials. You know, when I was the pharaoh, I always used to say, wah, wah, baby pharaoh want milk. Someone fetch... You know what? I don't know why I started saying that. It's the first thing that I was thinking of. Hey there, Thibaut and Amandine. This is Yami Yugi. And you know me, I'm the king of games, but I want to congratulate both of you on being the kings and queen. Kings? Oh. Take 3. I'm terrible at ad-libbing. This is something you're about to learn. You'll have to forgive me. Hello there, Thibaut and Amandine. This is Yami Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, a.k.a. the king of games. And I wanted to wish you well in your upcoming marriage and congratulate both of you. And unfortunately, I am joined by Merrick and Tristan from my show. This is fucking terrible. I hate this. Hello, Tebow and Amandine. This is Yami Yugi from YGO Abridged, and I wanted... Bro. Not even gotten to Merrick or Tristan yet. You guys better have something in mind, Merrick and Tristan.
No, I don't know what I'm going to say.
I know exactly what I'm going to say. You guys suck.
Okay. I can't let Tristan upstage me. All right. Hello, fuck. It's gonna happen eventually. Sorry. There are so many other super chats I need to read. Hello, Amandine and... No. Hello, Tebow and Amandine. I wanted to congratulate you on your upcoming wedding. And I know that together you can believe in the heart of both of your cards. Both of your cards? Does that make sense?
This is Merrick Sebastian Ishtar III, and I wanted to say, foolish fools. Ooh.
I'm gonna assume that the Yami Yugi stuff is good.
This is Merrick Sebastian Ishtar III, and I wanted to say, congratulations on getting married. Now you are partners in crime and love and all things associated with love and crime. And I'm evil. Now you can get the Pharaoh's leather pants.
This is Tristan. Congratulations on getting married, Tebow and Amandine. I don't know what is wrong with those other guys. They didn't know what to say. But, as always, I wanted to let you know that your love gives you super strength. So congratulations on your marriage. Tebow and Amandine, nailed it. You guys suck, seriously.
Shut up, friggin' Tristan.
Can't believe Tristan upstaged me. I'm gonna go cry. Have a good marriage, Tebow and Amandine. That took forever. I'm so sorry. Liz Ryan, thank you for the super chat. Whoa, baby Pharaoh wants milk. Somebody fetch me a word not allowed by YouTube. Nipple, really? Is undoubtedly one of the favorite jokes in my household, often quoted when someone wants a drink. Liz Ryan, thank you for sharing. That's concerning. Death Shredder, thank you for the super chat. Why the hate for Dark Zebra? He looks like he hates me. He looks like he gonna kill me. Zebra looks pissed at me for some reason, like he knows what I did. I've never seen a zebra quite so angry. Goldsbro TSG, thank you for the super chat, the super duper chat. Howdy, Martin, you're someone who has helped shape my sense of humor, and YGO Abridged has actually been my gateway to several long-standing relationships I have. Oh, wonderful. Here's a little something because I finally made it to a stream. Goldsbro, thank you for sharing, and thank you for the super chat. You're very kind. It's always a huge honor to hear that I've helped shape people's humor. I assume that just means that you like chuckling at parodies and stuff or something, but maybe I've also given you some catchphrases here and there. But I'm always quite flummoxed and humbled by that. Thank you for that, Goldsbro. Lion, thank you again for the super chat. Happy 20th. If this question is too personal, please disregard. Would you say your life experiences influenced the strong LGBT themes of the series? The casually bisexual world of YGO Abridged was super important to me at 14 or so. This is interesting. I mean, I'm happy to talk about it. I just don't know if I can talk about it in a short amount of time very effectively, but I'll do my best. As a bisexual person, I do kind of express a lot of my own sexuality through the characters. People often ask me what the sexual preferences of the YGO Abridged cast are, and I don't often think about it, but I do believe that I have intentionally or otherwise treated everyone as if they are bi. And I don't think that means that they are all definitively bi, but I do think that without realizing it, I created that kind of a vibe. And I do hear from a lot of people, oh, it's really cool that these characters are very casual and open about, being gay or, just whatever sexual preference they have. And I think that, I don't think it was ever something I was doing like to make a point or anything, but I've heard from so many people that it has been, helpful to them. There's one fan in particular that talks to me about how Marek being gay was very important to them because they lived in Egypt and they just didn't have that kind of representation. So seeing a character from Egypt that was openly gay, or rather that was very, very heavily implied to be gay and in denial about it at times. I will tell you, Merrick's gay. The fact that he was gay was important to them, and they got to see it. Even in a comedy show that was making jokes about it, it mattered. So I think that that's really wonderful, and I'm certainly these days I have a better idea of my own, preferences and my own, situation as far as sexuality goes. But it's not something I put out there. It's not so, everybody's always very surprised when I say, yeah, I'm bi, because I just don't really talk about it. But yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm really glad that there's something that you responded to and resonated with. I'm glad that it helped, really, truly. Fatal Flair, thank you for the super chat. Hey Martin, how's you? Been a fan for a long time and I met you at Anime Milwaukee 2010. What does Marek think of... Oh, good to see you, by the way. That was a long time ago. What does Marek think of other people with mind control powers?
Other people with mind control powers? Well, I'm very jealous because 9 times out of 10, they can mind control people without their name being something specific like Steve. So I'm always like, that's kind of bullshit. Millennium Rod, get on their level. But also, I kind of look down on them a little bit because they use their mind control powers for lame things. Whereas I use my mind control powers for playing card games, long distance. Which is the best use of mind control, let's be honest.
Edward Brown, thank you for the super chat. Hi LK, big fan of the show for years now. My friend and I used to quote it all the time without explaining to our third friend what we were quoting. What a digital dummy is something I still say to this day on the regular. Well, as I said in the episode, that's actual 4Kids dialogue. I can't take total credit for it. But yes, I imagine if anybody is still saying that, it's 'cause of me. But thank you so much, Edward. I'm really glad that I used to do that all the time. Back in the day at school, I would quote things and not give any explanation and see the confusion on my friends' faces. And I would wait for them to be like, what's that from? So I could talk about it. But thank you, Edward. You're very kind. Thank you for watching the show, and thank you for the support. I'm trying my best to get through these super chats as quickly as possible because I know, unfortunately, I have to end the stream. I want to say like in half an hour so that I can get back to working on my episode. So I'm gonna try my best to get through these super chats as soon as possible so we can watch episode 27 before I wrap things up. I'm sorry that we didn't get to watch a lot of episodes today. I know that I'm always rapid fire apologizing. Death Shredder, thank you for the super chat. To be fair, Taya didn't know Joey spent the Duelist Kingdom prize money on Duel Monster cards. That's true. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, she's kind of right. I guess that would make Joey closer to Kaiba than Tristan is. What are my thoughts on Danhausen, says Breezy Soul. He's very funny. I can see why you're getting a comparison to Marek there.
Cursed! You are cursed! Odeon.
Brady Wells, thank you for the super chat. Here's a name, Obelisk the Tormented. I suppose that could work. He's a coward or something. Tahanok 2 KFP Adventurer, thank you for the super chat. I've always been fascinated by the guy in the sleeveless trench coat next to Pharaoh and Mai during the helicopter scene. What a cool wasted design. There's always some background guy that looks really interesting. Especially in Season 2. They have a lot of interesting background guys. I'd like to know their stories. Background guy, what's his story? Veronica, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so glad to watch one of your streams. I've been watching it for years. My mum is watching it for the first time right now. She absolutely loves it. Well, hello, Veronica's mum. Thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you for your kindness. I'm glad that you're enjoying the show. I hope your mum continues to have a good time watching. Whoa, Ash Gray. I just saw that. Thank you. Holy cow. You're incredibly kind, and all you wrote was bam, but yeah, you've bammed the hell out of me with that. Oh, wow. Your kindness is, I don't know what to do or say, but thank you so much for that. That's blown me away. Gosh. Well, I'm going to continue reading some of these Uber super chats. These Uber chats. Speaking of Uber chats, that's what Ash Gray just dropped. Came in like Exodia there. You obliterated the super chats. Thank you for that. Gosh. Marshy Demon, thank you for the super chat. 20 years ago, my parents banned me from watching YGO Abridged because I kept quoting it at school. I can see this is going around. Apparently never leave your beaver unattended is not something a 9-year-old should be saying. Oh, I always get very concerned when I meet people who started watching the show as children. In fact, back in the day when I would go to conventions, sometimes I would meet kids like 12 years or younger who were watching YGO Abridged, and I'd be like, well, I hope that's okay. I'm happy that you're enjoying it, but do your parents know? Sorry, guys, I'll get through these as quickly as I can. Hunter P. Brown, thank you for the super chat. Hey, remember that one time at Kaiba's mansion when Kaiba was throwing a birthday party and nobody was invited? And we tried to crash the party and we got to the front door and he said, go away. I bet that's a quote from something. Is that from my show that I don't remember it? Hakai Ryu 1. Yeah, no, that's what I'm concerned about. Is that a quote from my show? I don't remember it. Cellspecs, the start of the Keep This a Secret from Yugi, the dub avoid, which I will forever bear a grudge. Keep this a secret from Yugi. Keep this secret from Yugi. What are we talking about? What are we keeping a secret from Yugi? Sir Diddies of the Ducks, thank you for the super chat. Just realized the best part of these streams is there's now a small chance of these extremely overplayed running gags making a triumphant / glorious return in the new episodes, and I can't wait to see it. Yes, I actually, part of why I'm doing this and part of why I'm enjoying doing this so much is I'm reminding myself of all the jokes that I do genuinely enjoy that I've just completely dropped from my mind over the course of 20 years. So, yeah, no, there's definitely a higher chance of some of these jokes coming back. Hunter P. Brown, your super chat continues. Thank you. And we sneaked around to the back of the mansion, and I climbed into the window, and then I found out it was the bathroom I sneaked into, and so I used his toilet. Bah-ha-ha-ha, he will never know. Is this a Marek Ishtar quote? It feels like a Marek Ishtar quote. It's from Marek Plays Bloodlines. Lady Logan, my lady, I appreciate you knowing. In fact, let me read it as Marek, in full.
Hey, remember that one time at Kaiba's mansion when Kaiba was throwing a birthday party and nobody was invited? And we tried to crash the party and we got to the front door and he said, go away. And we sneaked around to the back of the mansion and I climbed into the window and I found out it was the bathroom I sneaked into and so I used his toilet. He will never know.
And Matthew Galloway, thank you for the super chat. Can't finish this stream with you because I have to go to work. Attack point quantum mechanics won't solve themselves. Thanks for all the laughs.
Oh, well, I hope you don't struggle too much with those attack point quantum mechanics.
Lady Logan, I'm sorry that I haven't been acknowledging you in the chat. Yeah, there's just so many things that I have to read and then I have to watch the videos. But thank you for being here. I really do appreciate seeing you. And let me read these last few super chats. Jesse Springer, thank you for the super chat. Did Croquet ever patch things up with his ex? Absolutely. Hard to stay mad at him. Oh wait, that was the other guy, wasn't it? Pegasus wasn't the lover. No, yeah, they go back together. Croquet and that nameless guy, absolutely. I don't remember Cell Specs. I don't remember that. Keeping a secret? Really? Rubberman202, thank you for the super chat. I don't know about parodies since I didn't always catch the references, but love your silly voices and dumb humor. They always gave me a hearty laugh. You know what? Yeah, that's valid. The silly voices. If I've rubbed off on people with the silly voices, I can understand that. That's fun. It's fun to do voices. Emerald Bay Guy, thank you for the super chat. I watched an episode where Tristan is singing. It's the one where I think Taya and Serenity are recalling the Battle City tournament. What is that song? I don't know. I don't know. It's been so long.
Zidane Tribal, you are a filthy monkey. There you go.
I don't know what song. I wish I could tell you, Emerald Bay Guy. Does anyone in the chat know? Barry MK400, thank you for the super chat. If your Abridged characters were real and did interviews for a Yu-Gi-Oh movie, who would be the first to spoil the movie? Who is the closest to Tom Holland? Probably Rio, because he's English. Rio would spoil the movie.
Oh, Yugi wins. Everybody knows, right? That's not a spoiler. Also, I team up with the Punisher.
It was when I joked about Russell Crowe? Really?
And I'm Javert. Do not forget my name. Do not forget me. 24601.
Yeah, that's Look Down from Les Mis. Look down, don't look him in the eye. Ash Gray, thank you again for that huge super chat. You're very kind. I don't know what to say. And I'm going to continue to not know what to say. So you'll forgive me if I move on to the next super chat. But gosh, thank you so much. You're an incredibly kind person. Pyro Mad, or Pyro Matt D. I think that's the name. Thank you for the super chat. As the stream will be over before midnight, can I get a birthday shout out from my hair guy, please? Loved Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged since inception. Thank you, Martin. I thought you were saying Ty Martin.
Okay, attention duelists. My hair is wishing Pyro Matt D a happy birthday. Hey, it's my hair's birthday as well. I don't know how that works. My hair is constantly being grown and falling out. And either way, every day is my hair's birthday. I'm always putting birthday cake in my hair.
A couple more, sorry. And then we're going to watch the episode. Proxy Link, thank you for the super chat. Hey, LK, I've been watching since about 2008. I think it has shaped me and my own show. Thank you. Tomorrow is my 33rd birthday. Could the Pharaoh say hello to Proxy? Hope you're amazing. Oh, I hope you're amazing.
Yes.
Sorry. He's still recovering from struggling earlier.
Proxy Link, I like you. I like...
He's not doing well. I'm not doing great at ad-libbing. Coming out the gate with I like you.
Proxy Link, I personally am not a fan of Link summoning, but you I can get along with. So, I hope that you're doing well, and happy 33rd birthday for tomorrow. And tell, those people getting married, congratulations. Happy birthday. Matt? Oh, Proxy Link? Gosh, I'm struggling. Proxy Link, happy birthday.
And 7J7M, the last one for now. Hey, LK, thank you for the masterpiece. That is Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. Been watching since I was a kid, and now I'm a resident physician watching this live stream after work. Wow, gosh, when a new episode drops, it makes my day. Well, oh, little Twinkle, what's up, girl? You talking? What's that? You coming up? Sorry, my cat got all talky and now has jumped up into my lap. My little baby. Hello, Twinkie. Sorry, she's so cute. I can't get over it. Well, look forward to a new episode imminently, 7J. Because I'm intending to release it in the coming days. I wanted to release it this week. I wanted to release it last week. But unfortunately, it's been more of a task than I thought. So forgive me. I will apologize once again. But the episode should be coming out. My goal is Monday. That's my goal, and I tell myself that's a reasonable goal. You guys heard the kitty? She got a very clear meow. Can we hear your cat? She's going to be kind of quiet while she's in my lap, but... Alright, we got episode 27, called She Blinded Me with Card Games, which I want to say is the episode where Serenity kind of shows up as a character, as opposed to a cutaway gag. And she kind of has... It's the episode where Joey sort of gets into a tiff with Tristan off screen. I remember this episode not working super well. And there's also the joke about Serenity's mum, that she's Serenity's dad, which, you know, I don't think is inherently awful. I don't think that that is necessarily transphobic if that just is Serenity's dad. But I didn't know what to do with that. And I don't think I had the know-how or the awareness, certainly about the gender stuff that I was talking about, to make that funny. So it literally is just, oh, I'm doing the Dr. Girlfriend voice. So that's a part of this episode that stands out as being just sort of whatever. I don't understand what I was doing. But let's find out. I haven't seen this in a long, long fucking time. And I got my cat in my lap, so I'm going to be pretty chill while watching it. Hakai Ryu, is that the joke? I thought it was just Serenity's mom being Dr. Girlfriend. I mean, it is literally that. You're absolutely right. But jokes have different facets to them. They're not always just one thing. The joke is meant to be that she's the dad and not the mum. But it's not really a joke. It's just something I threw in there to be like, lol, I'm doing the Dr. Girlfriend voice. It's not that good. Anyway, let's watch it.
Hey, remember when Bakura used to be in this show? Neither do I.
Man,
That is a running. That is basically what a lot of those opening lines from Yami Yugi sort of are condensed to. Is this thing? I don't care for it. I don't know what it is. Like, I just found out what the G stands for in GX. Don't watch it, or whatever it was. That's the kind of vibe you have with a lot of those intro clips.
Can't believe Kaiba started his own tournament. Now I have to enter it and get the prize money for my sister's eye operation. But Joey, there isn't any prize money. The winner gets his opponent's rarest card.
All right, because it's a different tournament. I just clocked it, yeah.
Besides, I thought you already won the prize money in Season 1. Yeah, well, I kinda spent that money on trading cards.
I remember thinking that was really funny that he wouldn't actually... I remember, like, sort of having that in my mind during Season 1, and I think that part of what I struggled with was I would come up with these joke ideas in, like, Season 1, and I would feel like I would have to commit to them, and I wouldn't allow myself to think of another way of sort of presenting things. And so the joke was always, to me, he's going to win the prize money and then spend it selfishly without thinking about his sister. But I feel like there could have been a funnier way of doing it. I don't know.
Joey Wheeler, you selfish bastard!
Shut up, Tristan. You just want to get into Serenity's pants.
No, I don't. I want to have sex with her. Oh, that's what you meant.
That's the second episode in a row. No, not in a row. That's the second episode today where the joke before the cut to the opening sequence is, I want to fuck your sister. It's Twinkle the cat. I'm always singing to my cat. Oh, you're fine, Cell Specs. I'm sorry that I don't remember any of that.
Hello, we're Japanese teenagers.
Then you must be here to buy some pornographic comic books disguised as graphic novels.
What? No, we're just here to register for the new card game tournament.
The pornographic comic book comment is a variation on a joke from the episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000, Prince of Space. A lot of the jokes that I use here and there are just versions of Mystery Science Theater 3000 riffs. I'm pretty sure you can tie a lot of them back to that. But the super violent, there's a line in the Prince of Space episode where they're like, we gotta buy super violent porn comics. Organoth, thank you for the super chat. He spent 3 million on cards. You know, depending on the cards, that might not buy you that many cards.
Since we have absolutely nothing better to do with our lives.
Ah, you must be Yugi Moto. I'll enter your name into the Kaiba Corp database and we'll see what comes up.
It's coming. Whoa, hey, that's some fan art that somebody did of Yami Yugi in the tutu. I forgot that I incorporated that. In fact, later on, I used a clip, an image of Yami in the tutu that Kaiba looks at. Ah, that's actually weird to think that I did this twice. But we're also coming up on the Rickroll joke, so brace yourselves.
Here you go. Since you qualify for the tournament, here's your free duel disc.
Why is he talking like that? I know he doesn't sound like that in the original, right? Did I just think saying dual disc with a lisp was funny? That's weird. I don't know what I'm doing there. I don't like that. I don't like that kind of voice. It's frustrating to hear that.
Sweet. This is going straight onto eBay.
Does it say anything about me on your magical computer box thing? Let me see.
Give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never
That
gonna.
bastard Kaiba rickrolled me. I haven't been this mad since they made Heavy DDR a submod.
That! Okay, this is interesting. There's very few things in the show I feel need explaining, but this needs explaining. So there was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged website back in the day when this episode came out, and fucking there was a guy who posted on there called Heavy DDR. I don't even know. I'm trying not to call anybody out, but I don't imagine. Wait, do you guys know? Wait, Heavy DDR is also a game, right? It's a version of DDR. I don't know how many people know that Heavy DDR was a person that I was referring to, but there was this guy on the forums for Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged that was constantly complaining about the show, constantly complaining about the jokes that I used, just had nothing positive to say. But interestingly, somebody made him a mod, or rather a sub-mod of the forum. I forget, honestly. I forget exactly how it played out, but the reason this joke is here is because I was poking fun at a guy who was constantly complaining about my videos. And so I wanted to be like, hey, complain about this. Which was kind of immature, admittedly, and it was probably completely unnecessary. And as well, it obviously was antagonistic. And I remember after this video came out, he was like, oh, and now I'm one of the jokes? This is even worse than before. Mickey remembers from the Without Yugi rap, there's all the jokes Heavy DDR is detesting. That's a person that I'm talking about. I don't know if they still exist. I don't know if they're still around. I don't know if they still watch the show. Probably not if they didn't like it. But yeah, that is the first time I use my show for evil. I want to say. I'm like, Heavy DDR, this is a joke too. You. But yeah, now, in my opinion, this is actually kind of a compliment because now he's forever remembered for this. Kind of. Oh shit, I've got to hit play.
Joey, no! If you get too angry, you'll become the Incredible Hulk.
Tristan, that's Bruce Banner.
I thought it applied to everyone.
That's a weird joke, but I mean, if I had to explain why that joke exists, first of all, lol, Tristan is dumb. Second of all, I love the Incredible Hulk. For a long time, until I saw Kamen Rider, the Incredible Hulk was my favorite superhero / Marvel character. I love the Hulk. I still love the Hulk, but Kamen Rider is where it's at now, baby.
Listen, if it'll get you to leave any quicker, I'll just register you in the tournament and give you a free dual disc.
I think I just thought it was funny to say dual disc with a lisp, but that has to be the reason for this voice. Also, we're going to hear this is actually a cute Zelda reference. Now, there's some references to video games in these episodes where I'm like, oh, come on. But this, where he's like, oh, I thought he went nye, nye, nye. He does go nye, 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 but it's at the end. Looks like Joey got a dual disc. Now, I like that because the way he poses with it and the fact that he's going that feels like just something people do. That feels like it's something that people do when they're playing the game. And I feel like that's something I would do if I were to receive something so valuable.
Let's get out of here. The obscure references are making me dizzy.
What do you mean, obscure? Legend of Zelda? Obscure? Shut up, little Karibo of 2008. I just would put the word obscure on everything just to be like, nobody knows what that is. No, they do. It's famous.
Everything is going according to plan, Master Marek.
Excellent, my mind slave. Excellent. Now, about those pornographic comic books I ordered.
Oh, that's right. The ending of this episode. Okay. Somebody in the chat was like, I remember not liking the ending of this episode. Yeah, the ending of this episode is weird, and I'll talk about it when we get there. There's a few things I need to explain about this one.
I'm late for my sister's operation, so I'm gonna go take a shortcut through some dangerous back alleys in the middle of the night.
That sounds potentially fatal.
Yep, wish me luck.
There goes a guy with a sister I'd like to bang.
Wow, well, hang on. I like this little bit, though.
Tristan and Serenity sitting in a tree.
Kissing.
They know my secret. I'll just have to kill them all.
Oh! And there's a reference here. I don't know how many people know this reference. This might be... Somebody asked me on a stream the other day. They were like, what do you think is the most like obscure reference that nobody actually clocks as a reference? And I don't know if people know this, but this little piece of music is from the movie Run, Lola, Run. I probably have talked about this before elsewhere, but the music playing here when Joey's like legging it through the streets, it's the music that plays every time Lola starts running in that movie. I don't know how many of you have seen Run, Lola, Run, or Lola Rent, as it's known in Germany, I believe. But yeah, no, that's what this is about.
Man, my sister is gonna be so proud of me when she hears I'm in the new tournament. Hopefully that will distract her from her imminent blindness. Hey, a bunch of creepy-looking guys in cloaks.
Just keep going, Joey.
I'll run directly towards them. Hey, what gives here? My sister's waiting for me at the hospital.
Now, one thing this episode does do that is very important is it establishes that the rare hunters are called Steve. And whenever people ask, why are they called Steve? It's this specific moment right here when they first confront Joey. And I was like, well, they have to introduce themselves. They didn't have to, but I wanted them to. So he is the main rare hunter. He's the guy that will come back and have the Exodia cards or whatever it is. And he doesn't have a name. He's just called Rare Hunter. So I was like, he has to have a name. I guess it's Steve, because it's the first name I could think of, and it's a funny name for this guy. And then he says, this guy's also named Steve. So I was like, why are they named Steve? Why do their names have to be Steve? And then I came up with the reason, which was the Millennium Rod only works on Steves.
I'm afraid she'll be waiting a long time, Joey Wheeler.
And who might you be?
We are the elite group known as the Rare Hunters. My name is Steve, and these are my associates. They are also called Steve. We are here to take your rarest card.
Grimfang999 in the chat says, technically his name is Seeker, but it's not much better. Is it? That still sounds like it's a version of Hunter, right?
You mean you're gonna kick the crap out of me and steal it?
No. First we're going to challenge you to a children's card game. Then we will kick the crap out of you and steal it.
Wouldn't it be much easier just to skip the first step?
Why are you encouraging that? And why do you sound so much like Bugs Bunny?
Yes. Yes, it would.
Don't worry, Serenity. Joey will be here soon.
The anime
and then
version
you'll
of
be
Grey's
able to have
Anatomy.
your operation.
I know, Daddy, but sometimes I think Joey cares more about card games than he does about me. I guess I'm just being silly.
That's right, sweetie.
Man, this card...
See, no jokes there. Name a joke in that scene, aside from the Grey's Anatomy thing. I that's why I consider that to be a failed joke more than anything, is that I didn't do anything with it. The Dr. Girlfriend voice can be funny, but I'm not doing anything.
Game is awesome. I can't even remember what I was supposed to be doing. Whatever it was, it probably wasn't very important. And it certainly didn't involve any of my close family members.
I'm afraid your time is up.
What is this? Full Metal Alchemist nonsense.
Joey Wheeler.
Oh, it's Exodia. I was like, what? Doesn't he have Exodia? Oh, yeah, he uses it here. I forgot.
Exodia. Obliterate.
Oh! That's okay. This is why the ending of the episode is like it is, and remember this. Well, don't think too hard about it. If you don't know what the hell this is, it's referencing the laser meme, the laser collection, which is the "I'm a fire in my laser" bah! Deal. I don't know how else to describe it. That's what it is. That's the meme, and I hate that I did this to Exodia. Exodia deserves better than that.
Ow! The hologram that has no physical presence somehow managed to knock me over.
That's right, Wheeler.
That could apply to so many Yu-Gi-Oh episodes. I mean, I'm sure I've made variations of that joke later on, but yeah, the hologram that can't actually hurt me. That happens all the time in this show, and it baffles me.
Now we'll be taking your Red Eyes Black Dragon.
It is heavily implied that you are punching me.
I claim this card in the name of Mars. Isn't that lovely?
Okay, that's pretty funny. It's just like, why? Okay, because he does sound like that in the dub, so yeah, no, I guess that works.
Serenity, open this door. Let me comfort you with the sound of my voice.
Okay, that's kind of funny that the voice sounds abrasive.
No, Daddy, no. I'm not having the operation until Joey gets here. No, Daddy.
Oh, that's right. Yugi gets the phone call.
Answer that phone.
And there's an extended bit with Grandpa here because I fucking love Grandpa. Any chance to bring Grandpa into an episode and have him do something funny, I will take it. And I think there was no Grandpa here, so I decided he's there and he will talk for a long time.
I'd get it myself, but I think I'm having a heart attack.
Yep.
Yes?
Yep.
Yes, it's definitely a heart attack.
Help, by the way.
Help!
Holy cow. You're saying Joey...
I love Yugi's pajamas. It's cute.
We went missing last night?
They're very subtle, like the stars. That's a cute outfit for him. I don't know if... Is it because his hair looks like a star?
Help!
And you haven't seen him all day?
Help!
You mean he didn't show up at the hospital?
Help!
Don't worry, I'm sure we'll be able to find him.
Help
Why
your
won't you
grandpa,
help?
Yugi!
You can count on us.
Why won't anybody help?
Well, he's not in the park.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
So, yeah... Oh, well, we get a little... And then a record scratch. Right? Why did I feel the need to put WTF on the screen? Like, I could have just left him standing there. Didn't need the text. So this moment in the show is interesting. Not this specific moment with the WTF, but this moment in both Yu-Gi-Oh! And in the Abridged series were difficult for me to approach because in the dub, the way it plays out is off-screen, Tristan finds Joey and then just takes him to the hospital. And you'll see that that's how it plays out. And I even put a big load of text, right, on the screen that explains this is what happened and why it changed and why it looks different and why this... Yeah, it's a whole thing where I'm like, in the Japanese, this happens, but in the English, this happens. And I spelled it out. I don't think it was necessary. But it's weird because, yeah, in the dub, they cut out a whole sequence where Joey and Tristan have an argument on the beach, and Joey's like, I've let everybody down. And Tristan's like, you've only let everybody down if you give up. And he punches him. And he's like, you have to make it up to your sister because you focused more on your trading cards than on your family. So, yeah.
Tristan, I'm going to regret asking this, but why do you have a motorbike?
Because in the future, card games will be played on motorbikes.
Wait. Did I know about 5Ds? Is that right?
That is the stupidest thing that's ever come out of your mouth. Card games on motorbikes. Come on!
Oh! I was kind of dunking on it. What? This was when it must have first been announced. This is weird. Man. It just takes me back because holy shit, this was when it was like, oh, there's a new Yu-Gi-Oh! After GX, and it's in the future, and it's dark and adult. No, it's not. But whoa. That's crazy. It takes me all the way back because I was there at the San Diego Comic-Con when they showed the first episode of the dub. And they had Greg Abbey in attendance, the voice of Tristan / Yusei. That was wild. Wow, this is weird because in my head I'm like, well, there's no way 5Ds could have come out by now. No, it totally is. Of course, it's mid 2008 or so. That's so wild.
Joey, where are you?
And that was before I even knew that Yusei was going to be voiced by Greg Abbey, aka Tristan. So, what a wild connection I made.
Help!
What a wild connection that was made inadvertently.
I'm being chased by warehouses.
Here comes Speed Racer. He's the demon on wheels.
It's fun to hear Tristan singing to himself.
He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone.
Is that true about Speed Racer? Is he gonna be chasing after someone? In my opinion, Speed Racer is known for being like at the front of the race, right? So he's not chasing anybody. The lyrics are confusing. And speaking of confusing, yeah, the text is right. Listen to what the text has to say. Oh, it's Dragon Quest music. I was playing Dragon Quest at the time. And that's why that's there. Imagine me getting La Poof Poof from one of them big-titted Dragon Ball Z girls from Dragon Quest while this is happening. Which Dragon Quest? It's Dragon Quest 8. And that was my first time experiencing Dragon Quest, and I was not prepared. It's intense and difficult. And also, the Poof Poof. Instead, we got this.
Hey guys, I found Joey, bye!
That's accurate. That's accurate. And I don't know if it would have been funny if I didn't explain it, but it still seems really awkward that I had to put a bunch of text on the screen to make this joke work. Hey guys, I found Joey, bye!
Serenity, are you in there? It's me, Joey. I'm sorry I let you down,
Sorry.
sis. I was supposed to be here for you, but
Sorry.
I got distracted by a meaningless children's card game.
No such thing, man. Come on.
Plus, I spent the prize money on trading cards. Can you ever forgive me?
No, you selfish bastard.
Well, hey, there's no need for that kind of language.
Joey, I could go blind.
Yeah, but sight is overrated.
I
You don't need
suppose.
eyesight to do the really important things.
Eh.
You know, like card games.
Oh, do you not?
Okay, maybe that's a bad example.
Okay, yeah.
But Serenity, as long as I'm around, nothing bad will ever happen to you. I promise.
Help!
So,
Oh no, I forget how this plays out, but I'm pretty sure Joey's just right back to being an asshole, right?
the operation was a failure, and Serenity's going to go blind? Yep. The good news is Serenity won't be needing her trading cards anymore. Wow, you're kind of a selfish bastard, Joey. So what cards does she have anyway?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Just because it's doubling down on him being an asshole. I feel like I could have done something different. It's the only reason that I choose to believe that that's funny at the time is that I'm doing the opposite of what happened in the show, which I frequently do. I'm always like, that justifies the joke. And yeah, there is a way of looking at that and being like, ha, he's being an asshole. But at the same time, I feel like I was being kind of lazy, like, at that point. Like, it goes right back to the Taya, you know, he might survive. That I wrote that down because it was the opposite of the sentiment that she was expressing in the original. And like Mega Ultra Chicken says, she's able to see eventually. So the operation wasn't a failure. So it actually kind of clashes with what happens in the show.
Ghosty Racer, go!
Oh, wow. Is it crediting the artist there? That's cool.
I love the Power Glove.
Oh, it's so bad.
He touched my breast!
Clips from the movie The Wizard there. Famous for showing Super Mario Bros. 3 for the first time. And also famous for being referenced in this episode of YGO Abridged. No. So this next bit that you're going to see, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but I don't even know if I've talked much about it, but this next bit I drew. Let me show you. This, I very clearly drew this, and it's not good. I used to have a webcomic, and I kind of was employing the art style of my old terrible webcomic, and it's not good, but that's my attempt at drawing Marek reading the super violent porn comic that he ordered. It looks like a book. So this actually caused the person behind the laser collection, I forget their name offhand, it's gonna come up, I'm sorry for forgetting, but the person who made those original videos came to my IRC chat, because we had an IRC chat back in the day, and said, can you please make it clear that I didn't animate this? Because people keep coming to me and saying that you animated this for YGO Abridged, and I want it to be clear that I didn't do that. And so I ended up re-uploading. I don't remember if this is the video, but I ended up re-uploading. Yeah, Dom Farah. There we go. I ended up re-uploading the video with a message at the end saying, "Hey, go support that guy," because I felt bad that there had been that kind of confusion and I suppose drama. Yeah, Lone Spectre. I'm absolutely continuing the show. I'm actually going to be releasing an episode really soon.
This pornography is really quite good.
Dr. Octagonopus, blah! And there you go. Dominic Fear.
Previous.
We're back on the... well, yes. But that's the end of that episode. And I'm going to call it there. We've been going for close to 2.5 hours, maybe just over 2 hours. I don't think I have it in me to keep going today. But we watched a few episodes there. That was fun. And some of those moments really blindsided me and got me to talk about things that I don't think I've talked about in a long time or even thought about in a long time. So, but yeah, that Dr. Octagonopus, blah! That was a reference to the laser collection, which were really funny and really good back in the day. Why does my hat say butts, Mega Ultra Chicken? Because I love butts and they're always on my mind. So that physically, they literally are always on my mind. Oh, I enjoyed hanging out with you guys today. Let me read some of these super chats before I go, because you guys have been so generous. Ashon Fabra, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, the subtitled version is really dark. Yeah, it's certainly darker than a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a lot more, there's a torture in those early episodes. All right. Amorian Amorian, thank you for your super chat. Happy 20. This is around the first time I discovered the show in 2008. I remember binging it all and see that you didn't upload a new episode in like 3 to 4 months. Dumb teen in me thought that meant you quit. Hey, it still happens. I still get messages almost every day saying, so are you done? Did you finish? Is that the end? And no, it isn't. It is not the end. It is, we're coming to the end. But, you know, this has been a project that has seen its ups and its downs and has taken its sweet time as a result. But I won't give up until we get to the end. Organoth, thank you for the super chat. And I think I mentioned this. He spent 3 million on cards. Yes. It's quite a lot of cards, or quite a few cards, saying, very expensive ones. Hang on. Will I continue as Frieza in Team 4 Stars Hiffle? Absolutely. There should be an episode coming out soon where I play Frieza. Imp Brush, Spike93, thank you for the super chat. And Imp Brush, thank you for the super chat. It is funny the guy with the lisp is Arcana. Is it? When did that get revealed? I assumed it was just a random rare hunter. He doesn't resemble Arcana. Is that in the manga? Tarkulus01, thank you for the super chat. Pretty sure the logic why the holograms can hurt you is because they're hard light. Need to reread the manga to check, though. I don't know about that. I feel like they've never established that. And yes, Red Dwarf is awesome. And whenever I think of holograms that can touch things, I do think of Red Dwarf, because they establish, you know, they have like 5 seasons of Rimmer not being able to touch anything, and then they give him the ability to actually interact with people, which must have been such a godsend for Chris Barry playing Rimmer, like not being able to touch people for the whole time until then. At least not obviously. And Demo, thank you for the super chat. When I was younger, when 5Ds was coming out, I hated it because I too thought card games on motorcycles were them trying to be hip with the kids. Yes, I foolishly thought that the motorcycles were daft back in the day as well, but motorcycles are fucking cool, and Japan is right, and 5Ds is correct. And honestly, my attitude towards it is the motorcycles are only slightly more ridiculous than giant holograms. They're only slightly more ridiculous. But yeah, motorcycles are the best. Kamen Rider has proven this. Kongumon, thank you for the super chat. Joke's on you, 2008 Little Karibo. 5Ds is the best Yu-Gi-Oh series, in my opinion, of course. I would be hard-pressed to argue with you. It's really strong. Those first 2 seasons are some of the best Yu-Gi-Oh's ever been. Honestly. Great characters, great protagonist, great, cool gimmick, frankly. The motorcycles are cool. Shut your mouth, Little Karibo from 2008. That's valid, Lone Spectre. If you like GX, I don't blame you. GX is a lot of fun. Yoshi, thank you for the super chat. I kind of enjoy the dated references because it makes this feel like a time capsule of the late 2000s, kind of like Space Jam is for the 90s. You could argue that Space Jam 2, A New Legacy, is also a time capsule of every movie that Warner Brothers has access to. Space Jam, a time capsule of its time. Masao and Kazuo Tachibana. Tachibana-san, why are you watching? Thank you for the super chat, though. Your Tristan voice is my absolute fave. Also, I can't help but see the hand and jacket of your Karibo model kinda resembles the Among Us character. I'm calling a meeting about this. I feel you, though. It does kind of look like that. That's cute. Dragonberry Mead, thank you for the super chat. And you said, help! I am choosing to not help. Lucas Hilsgen, thank you for the super chat. LK, thank you for all the great memories. Ignore me! I could never ignore you, but thank you so much for your kindness. Yeah, you should watch 5Ds. You should watch all of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's all good. The stuff that I've seen anyway. Rubberman202, thank you for the $10 super chat. Earlier I said I didn't like the ending, but it's because I don't like Joey not caring about his sister and Serenity going blind. It didn't sit right with me. I totally feel you on that. Watching that episode and seeing that was how it played out, I'd forgotten it, and you know, if anything is a condemnation of that joke, because it should be memorable that Joey does the opposite of what he does in the show, but it's not. It's lazy, it's kind of mean, and it's inconsistent. So, yeah, no, it's not a good ending. You're right. The shoop-de-whoop nonsense is A-okay by me. I mean, yeah, the shoop-de-whoop is just silliness. But that Joey stuff, a bit frustrating. Mostly because it just doesn't gel with the rest of it. One more super chat. Janky Hitboxes. Thank you for the super chat. Curious what your favorite Kamen Rider is at the moment if you haven't mentioned it. If so, for an alternate question, got a fave insert song. I can do both of these. My favorite Kamen Rider at the moment... Oh, you know, it is difficult, but if I were to say a single definitive Kamen Rider that I love, Kamen Rider Blade. That's my fave. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Kamen Rider Blade... Blade? Kamen Rider Blade is my fave. Kamen Rider Blade is my fade. I love Kamen Rider Blade. It starts off really dumb and bad, and then it manages to become a great show as it goes. And I enjoy the dumb stuff and the bad stuff just as much as the great stuff. But in my opinion, Blade, first of all, extremely gay, and I love that about it. Second of all, it has fucking Tachibana, Kamen Rider Garen, who is great and has one of my favorite henshins ever. And the ending is tremendous, in my opinion. It's very rare that Kamen Rider nails the ending. Kamen Rider often stumbles before it gets to the final hurdle. I'm watching Kamen Rider Build with some friends, and I've already seen Build, so I know how it plays out. But I always thought that Kamen Rider Build is almost the perfect Kamen Rider, but then the ending kind of lets it down a little bit. Just a little bit. And that tends to happen with Kamen Rider quite frequently. The ending is sort of like, oh, that's disappointing. But with Blade, the ending's great. The ending's really powerful. And it's one of the better parts of the show, in my opinion. Taicho Ryuk666, what do you think about Shin Kamen Rider? That's one of my favorite movies. That's the reason I watch Kamen Rider. But Janky, about your question, if so, for an alternate question, got a fave insert song. Yeah, no, I fucking love... You know what? This is part of why it's my favorite, but Kamen Rider Blade's insert song where it's like, gotta shake you up to give you my love, gotta shake you up, just play your knees. I love that. I also love the insert song that plays, I forget what it's called, Supernova in Kamen Rider Kiva, where he becomes Emperor form. That's such a good song. That's such a good song. And as far as like Reiwa era goes, I really like Gottschalk's Wa-cha-cha, 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 fire. Say what you want. That's good. There's some great insert songs. One of the best things about Kamen Rider is those insert songs. If I had to separate all bias, though, if I had to separate all personal bias, I think the best insert song is in Kamen Rider Agito, with Believe Yourself, Ashitai. That's good. You have the bronze Yugi coin, Taicho. That's awesome. I'm glad you still have that. All right, guys. I'm going to have to call it there, unfortunately. But we had a blast. I had a blast. We got through some pretty, some pretty cringy material. Some pretty hokey edits. I was figuring things out. I was figuring out comedy and video editing. And voice acting. It's hard. It's not easy. Diamond Blade, you keep asking what happened to Crows. I don't know. I do not know. And unfortunately, I haven't thought about that guy in a long time. So, I'm not the guy to ask. All right, folks, I'm calling it there. Thank you so much for hanging out today. Do I know when the next stream will be? It will be Friday. Friday, it probably will be slightly earlier than my usual streams, just because I have things going on later in the day. But absolutely, I'll keep you guys updated. I'll post on the YouTube. I'll post on social media. I'll post on the Discord. Thank you so much for chilling out in the crew with the schoolyard. Thank you for hanging out with me and tolerating my old content with me. It's been a blast. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys on Friday, when we'll start with episode 28, I think. It's one of them. It's in the late 20s. We're in the late 20s. That's exciting. All right, folks, take care. I'll see you next time. Bye. Gotta shake you up to give you my love. Gotta shake you up. Just play your ace. Boo, doo, 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 doo. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.